Oh, man. Welcome, everyone.
Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE 1. And now, here's...
Yes. Welcome, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Welcome, everyone. Now, I know, a great day. Now, tomorrow is Good Friday. We will be here live tomorrow on Good Friday, people. We will not be running a best of show tomorrow. We will be here live tomorrow, Friday, Good Friday. And, of course, don't miss a very rare opportunity to meet Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's over at the Festival Marketplace. Our first appearance in over 2 years. We have no plans on any future appearances other than our cruise in January. And this is the first appearance we've done longer than that even on a Saturday. So more people have the opportunity to come by. So we look forward to seeing you at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. Steve Kane and I, Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon. All right, see you there. All right, what Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis have done is brilliant. Brilliant. You know, with the lockdowns and the shutdowns, when governors came out, you know, these Democrat governors, you know, what happened with Greg Abbott and DeSantis yesterday, I'm talking about the buses, we're going to get into all this. In a lot of ways, Governor Cuomo and Governor Whitmer and the Newsom and all these other Democrat governors have a big role to play in that. Because during the lockdowns and shutdowns a couple years ago, these governors came out and started showing how much authority governors actually have. You know, most people that are governors don't do that much, or they didn't in the past. And then with the COVID issues, governors realized, hey, we got a lot of power. We can do a lot of things. And Governor Greg Abbott in Texas and our great governor here, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Ron DeSantis' Free Florida, we have renamed the state of Florida, has just been, it's just amazing what they're doing with these buses. And I'm going to put it together with you here, and I certainly want to hear your calls on this at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You know, a lot of the television coverage in the mainstream media yesterday, even some of what I saw online, just a publicity stunt. They had to agree to get on the bus. They had to sign an agreement to be transported to D.C. And then they get off the bus and they're dressed nicer than me right now, wearing an old T-shirt and old jeans. These jeans may be as old as my daughter that I'm wearing right now. Yeah, that's it. And they looked great, right? Dressed nice and fancy clothes, expensive clothes and everything. And publicity stunt. This accomplishes nothing. It's accomplished a lot, and it's just the beginning. And let me tell you what happened, okay? So the first bus dropped the illegal immigrants, the illegal migrants, whatever they call them, off in D.C. By the way, who was that guy checking off their names on the clipboard when they got off the bus? Was that a Texas guy, or was that Homeland? Was that ICE? I don't know who that guy was. If you know, let me know. So they dropped them off. They dropped the illegals off in D.C. This is what you saw in the mainstream media yesterday, if you get your information from the mainstream corporate media. And then you hear DeSantis say here in Florida, well, if they're coming to Miami, we're going to get them. And people are like, well, what's that about? That's a little random. Well, Newsmax TV had a Spanish-speaking reporter not just meet the bus and take video of them walking off the bus. She actually went into the bus station in D.C. She speaks Spanish, and she interviewed them live on Newsmax TV in Spanish, translating for us, the viewers. And all of them said that they're buying tickets to come to Miami. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Buying tickets to come to Miami. And then I see, that comes out, and then some people in the media, some fools on the Twitter, they're saying, oh, well, thanks a lot, Governor Abbott. What did you do here? And then the White House press briefing happened with Jen Psaki. And Jen Psaki, there's a handful of personality traits that I can't stand in people. I'm not going to list all of them because then the callers will start displaying them to me. And I don't, it's some things that people do. There's one person in this audience that has one of the worst personality traits a human being can have, in my opinion. And I'm not going to tell you which caller it is or what it is that they do. That is one of the worst traits in a personality that a human can have. I'm not going to tell you right now because I don't want to get sidetracked on that. It's not Richie the bus driver, by the way, that I'm referencing. But Jen Psaki has one of the top two, Jen Psaki has one of the top two negative personality traits a person can have. Condescension. She's condescending. She's always looking down her nose. She's smarter than you. She's better than you. She's annoyed by you and your ignorance and immaturity, and she's just a superior person. She's Jen Psaki with brown roots and red hair, with her cultural appropriation, taking a Japanese adult beverage and having it as her last name. How dare you commit cultural appropriation of the Japanese culture? Jen Psaki? She has a name that sounds like a stripper, right? She has a first name and a last name that are both different types of alcohol. Jen Psaki is her middle name, and sounds like a stripper name. Jen Psaki! Taken to the poll right now, yeah. Well, we wouldn't want to see that with her. So anyway, so it comes out that, okay, they've been dropped off by Greg Abbott in Washington, D.C., and they're just sitting around in their fancy clothes and getting bus tickets to Miami. Ha, 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 ha. So a reporter asked Jen Psaki about this, and in her arrogance, which is really stupidity, Jen Psaki really let it out the bag. Listen to this. So this is the White House press briefing yesterday. Jen Psaki asked about the people that got off the Greg Abbott bus in D.C.
The first bus of migrants arrived in D.C. today. Texas Governor Greg Abbott making good on his promise to send migrants to the president's doorstep. I think you previously called it a publicity stunt. Is that still the view of the White House? Can you give us any reaction to this busload of migrants arriving here in D.C.?
Well, these are all migrants who have been processed by CBP and are free to travel, so it's nice the state of Texas is helping them get to their final destination as they await in their outcome of their immigration proceedings, and they're all in immigration proceedings.
Wow. So what Jen Psaki said there, and the media haven't caught up with this. You're ahead of the game. If you listen to this program, you are ahead of the news cycle, even of the opinionators, okay? What Jen Psaki just said was that once an illegal migrant is in the United States, they are free to go anywhere in America they want. By the way, does that include Alaska? Does that include, because that like you got to go through another country? Does that include Hawaii? But anyway, she said once an illegal is in this country, they are free to travel wherever they want. Now, I know a lot of you will be like, oh, Brian, we know this. You guys just know every damn thing, don't you? Don't assume that everyone knows what you know, all right? Most people don't follow this stuff all the time. They're waiting for the new season of The Bachelor, most people, all right? They're like, oh, what happened on Survivor last week? Most people don't understand what's going on. And what Greg Abbott has done with Governor DeSantis and this fool Jen Psaki have done is show this what's going on in this country. And she's let the cat out of the bag that Joe Biden has a human smuggling operation going on with the migrants. Most people think this. Oh, no, we know. Everyone knows. We know. Not everyone sits around reading Red State and the Gateway Pundit every day. Not everyone is on Gitter. Most people don't know this stuff. Okay? This is getting out to the mainstream now. Most people think that they come across the border and they're held in a detention center in Texas, Arizona, California, and most of them are there. And a whole chunk of them are deported. And those that aren't end up in Southern California or Texas or New Mexico or something, Arizona. They don't realize that they come to every city in America, the illegal migrants, and they're transported there by the government of the United States. This is shocking news to most Americans. It's not gotten out yet. You're ahead of the game here because I picked up on what's going on here. So Greg Abbott, Governor DeSantis, and this fool Jen Psaki have just shared with everyday Americans that do not follow the news, that don't know what's going on today. You know, I don't know what's going on in. Is it basketball season? Is it I don't even know is there a sports season even? I don't follow sports. I don't know. The only professional basketball player I could name is LeBron James. And that's because I used to drink his Sprite when he was with the Heat. I don't know what's going on with basketball, tennis, football, baseball. The USFL, I heard, is back. Are they playing yet? What's that about? I don't know. That's how the way I am with sports is how most Americans are with political news and this type of issue, okay? So, yeah. So now, a couple hundred million Americans, I should say, a couple hundred Americans. Well, if they're watching CNN, a couple 100 million Americans are going to learn what's really going on for the very first time. And this is going to come as a shock. And you know what? It's going to continue. And what's going to happen, here in Florida, we have the smartest, most intelligent, most effective man to ever be the governor of a state in this union. Governor Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is going to track these people. He's going to start picking up. I don't know if it'll be the first load, the second load, but at some point there's going to be a news story. And Newsmax has a studio in Miami. John Bachman, you see John Bachman on Newsmax? He's great, isn't he? He's at all the Trump rallies. He's at the Newsmax Miami studio. So they have a Florida operation, both in Palm Beach and in Miami. At some point, Abbott bus riding illegal migrants dropped off at Washington are going to be tracked and picked up in Florida. Maybe Miami or at the border, but somewhere in Florida by Governor DeSantis. This is a very brilliant move by both of these guys, and they're both up for re-election, so it couldn't, so they have a very big interest in hyping this up. And this is going to expose the entire illegal migration network that's going on in this country that you know about and I know about, but most Americans don't know about, don't care about it. They'll start to be interested and care now when this starts to come out. So this is brilliant, and we are very, very lucky to have great people. I know a lot of MAGA people don't like Greg Abbott. Well, you should like him now, because what Governor Greg Abbott is doing right now is nothing less than brilliant. And between him and DeSantis and this condescending fool, Jen Psaki, it's all coming out, people. It's all coming out. I'm going to take our first break of the day. It's Thursday morning, April 14th. Oh, man, April 14th, Thursday. Don't forget, we will be here live on Good Friday tomorrow, and we'll all see you at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop Saturday from 11 to 12 at the Festival Marketplace. Let's take our break, okay? We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Stacy from Deerfield Beach. This is in reference to Champagne Automotive. I went over there. They're wonderful. I have a Kia Optima Eco Hybrid. When I called, it needed service. I didn't want to bring it to the dealership because they would charge me through the roof. And basically, when I did call, they said bring it in the next day. He's amazing. He did everything. He didn't overcharge me. He went through my car, and
if you're new here, make sure you subscribe.
He's absolutely amazing.
Well, Champagne Automotive repair. Yeah, and Burt Reynolds is a Floridian,
Thank you for calling. And I learned something. Champagne Automotive Repair from you in this call.
Yes, Scooter Brian Craig, that's a photograph of the same scooter I have. I don't think that's my scooter. I think he found that online, but that's the same scooter I have there. Looks like it in the picture.
I heard about Champagne Automotive. I called when I got there, and I said, he goes, well, I already ordered the oil filter.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. And so I dropped it off. I don't have many people to take me back home. And so he ordered Uber for me.
Wow.
Yes.
That's service. Thank you for the call as well. And anyone else out there, Champagne Automotive Repair, their prices are great. They'll never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. Their number is 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And what's your name, caller?
My name is Stacy, and thank you very much, Champagne Automotive. And thank you very much, Brian and Steve.
For Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Yeah, $1.76. I haven't driven it in the morning. I drove it in the morning once, and I haven't driven it in the morning because I'm a little nervous about there's a 5 a.m. bar on my way, and Steve Kane Show. Hey, Mike.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Oh, man, our number one 888 Kane won. The brilliant Greg Abbott, the brilliant Ron DeSantis, and the clown Jen Psaki. Together, this two governors and a fool will really expose something to people that don't follow the news. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888 Kane 1. Mike from Louisiana. Hey, Mike.
You know what we're seeing here? We're seeing two guys, two governors, outthinking the Democrats, and that's why Jen Psaki threw a tantrum.
Yeah. She. I'll tell you, Jen Psaki. There was a story a few days ago that there was a revolt at NBC News about her coming to MSNBC. Chuck Todd and others went to the president of NBC News and tried to stop Jen Psaki from joining MSNBC after she made the deal. So I don't know why they hate her over there. I've never seen something like that, but she's got a lot of problems in her life.
Oh, she has a lot of problems, but we know how highly we think of your governor. But we think that he's going to be the next MAGA president. Well, after Trump,
the second MAGA president.
The second MAGA president. But this Greg Abbott, whom I have friends in Texas who don't really think a lot of him because they don't think he's conservative enough. But in this particular case, he's flat out outthinking these guys. He's flat out.
Well, and when I was watching, if you go on If you go on YouTube and look up Newsmax's YouTube channel, they do have a video which is the Newsmax reporter interviewing the illegal migrants at the bus station in D.C. in Spanish, and she speaks English and translates, about them coming to Miami. And they have brand new phones, and I bet you that Greg Abbott's people got the phone numbers on those phones so that they can track them. They probably got either a tracker app or using the phone number so that Governor DeSantis here in Florida can track them down and arrest them. And I saw those guys in the bus station. They're all they picked them on purpose. They're all in their early to mid-20s. And a lot of people are wondering why that is. It's because you give a brand new phone to an illegal migrant from Guatemala that's fully loaded and they don't have to worry about anything. They're not going to put that phone down. That phone is their most prized possession. They're still using rotary phones down in where they're at. So they're going to use those phones that Biden gave them so that Ron DeSantis can track them and arrest them when they get to Florida. It's pretty brilliant, these guys.
It is pretty brilliant, and the other reason why she's angry about it is because in sending them to Washington, she's putting them right in the Democrats' face. Pelosi, Schumer, Biden, putting them right in their faces.
Yeah, somebody had said they put ankle bracelets on them. Now they'll cut that off. The cell phones they have are better than ankle bracelets. Those guys will not let anyone take those cell phones away from them. Even when they were being interviewed on Newsmax, they couldn't put the phones down. You know, Ron DeSantis to arrest someone that got off that bus yesterday. That's going to be exciting.
That is going to be exciting. And like I said, these two guys,
they're not going to sell them.
I wouldn't be at all surprised
no, they love
if
those
it comes
phones.
out later that they're working in concert with each other. You know?
Absolutely.
Abbott.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. When you got two guys that are basically on the same side that are...
Well, they're on the same side. They're both endorsed by Trump, and they're both up for re-election, Abbott and DeSantis. So they've got a vested interest in, other than normally they would like to do this, but because of the election, they want the moment too. So this is great. Hey, Mike, thanks for the call. I'm excited. If you can't tell, I'm excited this morning over this. I'm really loving it that the media haven't picked up on what I'm sharing with you this morning. Because when they figure this out, what I'm breaking to you this morning, when they start figuring that out on their own, they're going to be like really pissed off. Yesterday they were almost laughing at Greg Abbott. Oh, yeah, publicity stunt. Look at that. Thanks for bringing him here. You know, Psaki. Oh man, these people. Arrogance. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Hey, Louisiana. Oh, you calling in to call me a racist this morning? Is it that time of morning where you're going to call in and call me a racist?
You funny.
No, that seems to be what you do. You get up, you go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, get dressed, and then call in and call me a racist. It's getting kind of boring. I hope you have some content that's relevant to what I'm talking about.
Yes, I am. I was calling about what Greg Abbott did. I saw a video yesterday, and the guy was walking around Washington, D.C., and he said, I'm going to look and see how many migrants are walking down the street. He said, I don't see anybody. He said, what a lot of them did was went to the bus station, was wasn't too far from where they dropped them off at. And you know where a lot of them went? To your state. They went down to Florida.
That's what I've been talking about. That's what we want them to do. So that Ron DeSantis can pick them up. We want them to do it because what Ron DeSantis came out yesterday and said he's going to pick them up. So we're going to show this human trafficking network that you Democrats have going on from the southern border.
Greg Abbott started human trafficking because he did that. And you see, some of them know a lot of them.
No, that's not human trafficking. He's exposing. Define human trafficking to me. Well, you said that Greg Abbott's human trafficking these people. You must know what it is. By your definition, school bus drivers are human traffickers because they pick kids up and take them to school. Oh, they hung up. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, they hung up. Louisiana hung up. Couldn't take the heat. Got out the kitchen. Oh, man, this is great stuff. Okay, now, I've been following this all week because I'm particularly disgusted by this. I talked about this on my YouTube live stream on Saturday. John Hinckley, you know, the man who shot President Reagan, shot James Brady, shot a D.C. cop and a Secret Service agent. He's free, right? He's free for, John Hinckley. John Hinckley will play a sold-out concert in Brooklyn. That's right. This is crazy. And I have an update on this. I talked about this over the weekend. John Hinckley, the man who tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan in an attempt to impress Jodie Foster more than 40 years ago, is playing a sold-out concert in Brooklyn. And I remember it well. John Hinckley tweeted April 9th that he was very excited about his upcoming show. Okay, now, this is disgusting to me on many levels. It's sold out. Who the freak would buy tickets to go see John Hinckley do a damn thing? And I'll tell you, yeah, I know, isn't it disgusting? He's on Twitter. Think about this. Donald Trump, banned from Twitter. Mike Lindell, banned from Twitter. My friend Laura Loomer, banned from Twitter. Who else is banned from Twitter? Juanita Broderick, Clinton rape victim, banned from Twitter. But John Hinckley, who shot the President of the United States in 1981 and shot 3 others, and I believe he murdered James Brady. James Brady died many years later, but the reports from his family and others say he died as a result of his gunshot wound, even though it was decades later. So I think they should arrest him again and charge him with the murder of James Brady. There's no statute of limitations on murder. But he's on Twitter. Why the hell is he on Twitter? John Hinckley. Why is John Hinckley on Twitter? I wish someone would ask this of Elon Musk. Why is the man who shot President Reagan, John Hinckley, on Twitter, Elon Musk? But Juanita Broderick isn't. Mike Lindell isn't. President Trump isn't. And there's a bunch of others. It's a good question, right? And then the second question is, who would go? Now this is at this. I'm not going to tell you where this is at. It's in Brooklyn, but well, I'll tell you. It's because it's relevant to what I'm going to share. It's at a place in Brooklyn called the Market Hotel, whatever that is. The Market Hotel has invited John Hinckley to come and perform a musical concert, and it's sold out. And so who would go and buy tickets to go see John Hinckley? You know who? Liberals, that's who. And the Market Hotel on Twitter, they responded to a tweet that someone made, upset that John Hinckley's having a concert, okay, at their place. Listen to this. This is the Market Hotel. They put this on Twitter about John Hinckley, defending John Hinckley being free and having this musical show at their establishment. This is what the Market Hotel, who's hosting John Hinckley's concert, put on the Twitter. Ha! Hinckley didn't F up, they use the word, a billionth as many lives as the Reagan administration did, and Hinckley at least faced some consequences for what he did. He served 40 years, acknowledged his actions, expressed remorse, and was out. And he got treatment. They're defending Hinckley. They're defending Hinckley. These are disgusting people. And they say, ha, Hinckley didn't F up a billionth of many lives as Reagan. This place is justifying what Hinckley did. He acknowledged his actions. What does that? Acknowledging doesn't mean you have remorse or you pled guilty. But they're on Twitter they're justifying what Hinckley did. They're on Twitter. Trump isn't. Juanita Broderick isn't. Mike Lindell isn't. John Hinckley shot the President of the United States and 3 others, including a federal agent and a police officer. He's on Twitter. This is really low-life stuff, people. This is the American left. They are low-life. They are disgusting people. Make no mistake about it. Never trust a liberal. How can something like this be allowed? You know why? Because he shot a Republican and they hate Reagan. That's why. This should not be allowed. This is, I mean, my goodness. If John Wilkes Booth would have lived, would they let him put a show on Broadway in New York? Probably. My goodness. All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. It is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We'll be back.
There's no greater friend to President Trump and the MAGA movement than the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. He's been canceled by everyone. Banks, Home Shopping Network, QVC, Kohl's, Bed Bath & Beyond, the list goes on. Canceled by everyone but us. Here's Mike Lindell with a message for MAGA.
I had 12 TV stations just the other day now say that I couldn't be in the commercials, that can only say MyPillow. I cannot personally be in them. So I want you to think about that, where they're coming to cancel out this country and to, they want my voice stopped. That's why everybody's got to speak up. And believe me, they canceled, they will never get to sell my product again. Just like those box stores. When you leave, it's goodbye. Have a nice day. So we're kind of in a unique situation. If you buy all the products, you buy the slippers, buy everything we make, you're not only supporting, getting everything we're doing to save our country, but you're getting a good product in place. So it's not like a normal drawing to help me out. I've never asked for help other than to buy my product. fix him.
So do what Mike Lindell says. Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE and save up to 66%. MyPillow.com, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879.
Dr. Matez here from the BioStation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the BioStation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the BioStation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Well, Richard, butch up and call me. If you got issue, call me.
Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the
Call me.
time of your passing? Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call
Keyboard tough guy, Richard.
855-FLA
Girly man.
3782.
Yeah, that's right, girly man. Wimp.
Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we're back 35 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Welcome back, one and all. Oh, I got to tell you guys about something. Many of you will know about this. A lot of you won't. And I learned something about this last night. Are you guys familiar with the Pluto app? The Pluto app, like the planet. I know they say it's not a planet anymore. Pluto was a planet when I went to school. There is an app that is completely free. You can download on your phone. You can download on your iPad or tablet, but you can also download it on your television. And the Pluto app is absolutely amazing. I have the Pluto app. My wife and I just got it. I've known about it, but I didn't pay much attention to it. The Pluto app is amazing. It's amazing, and my wife and I like the Andy Griffith Show. And they have a whole channel that just plays the Andy Griffith Show 24 hours a day. So we watch the Andy Griffith Show a lot around bedtime. But I looked over at a section of the Pluto app that I did not know existed. And this is available for everyone. And you can download this on your televisions, and it's completely free. What I did not know about the Pluto app is they have a news section. And they have all the conservative news right there. And it's completely free. You download it on your TV, your phone, your iPad, whatever you got. It's completely free. The Pluto app. It's actually owned by Paramount. I looked it up last night who was behind it. But if you go to the news section of Pluto, you get everything. You get One America News. Yeah. You get Newsmax. You get Real America News. Real America News is where some great people are, like Steve Bannon. They got Sky News up there. They've got, I haven't watched it yet, but they got The Blaze. So the real news, not the fake news, the real news, I'm going to start watching One American News now. It must have gotten really good because the left just banned it from DirecTV this month. So, yeah, so you get One American News, you get Newsmax, you get Real American News with Steve Bannon, you get The Blaze, and it's all for free. It's the Pluto app. This is not a sponsored message. This is a public service I'm doing, and don't do it now. Do it later. After 9 o'clock when I'm off the air, people. Pluto, like the planet. Completely free. Go to the news section. I was blown away because I watch Real American News. I watch Newsmax. I don't watch One American News. I haven't had it in a long time, but now it's there. And you can just easily flip through. You know, I've been going from app to app on my television all the time, and it's a bit of a pain. So I got it right there. Boom. Yeah, and it's free to get One American News, Newsmax TV, Real American News, which is where Steve Bannon's show is at, which is brilliant. I love Steve Bannon's show, and other things too. So get that app. If I could get Steve on that app watching it, oh man, it would change his life. But I don't know if I can get that. I don't think Steve has an old TV. I don't think he has a smart TV that you can download apps on. He needs to get one. It's worth getting a smart TV just to have this Pluto app on your TV to get all this news that most people don't have access to. And between news, I'm going to go back to One American News and give it a chance. I've been hard on One American News, that they were dry and boring, and I stand by that, but I'm going to give them another chance. Now that I got it again on the Pluto app, I had no idea. But now I do, and you do too. So go and someone said it's not OAN, it's OAN Plus. I don't know what OAN Plus is, and I don't know how it's different. But I watched a little bit of it last night before I went to bed, the OAN, One American News, on Pluto, and they were talking about all the important issues from the right perspective. So check it out, the Pluto app, completely free, and everyone should be on it. Now, Glenn Youngkin, this guy is spectacular. Glenn Youngkin is awesome. He's the governor of Virginia. He's a Republican. Does he still wear that sweater vest thing that he was wearing in the campaign? He's got to kind of wear that. It's like you wouldn't recognize Glenn Youngkin if he didn't have the sweater vest on, I don't think. But what he has done is amazing. You know, Glenn Youngkin and Winston Sears, they came in because of the Loudoun County School Board. Remember, the Loudoun County Liberal School Board were beating up parents. They covered up the sex assault of a girl who was assaulted in the bathroom by a boy. And then they had the police beat up the father at the school board meeting, bloody. Remember that? I know. Maybe we should find a way to get Steve a smart TV. Maybe we should do a fundraiser to give Steve, because I don't know if Steve will go out and buy a smart TV so that he can get the Pluto app and get the real news. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe someone will bring one to AJ's for Steve. Not asking. But anyway, getting back to this. Youngkin came in because of the outrageous Loudoun County School Board. And the Loudoun County Liberal School Board in Virginia really opened up a bad can of worms. This critical race theory was exposed through there. What the liberals are doing in our public schools was exposed there. And throughout the country, school boards are being exposed because of the foolishness at the Loudoun County School Board. Well, there's a big story about the Loudoun County School Board that's not getting a lot of play right now because a lot of other things in the news are in its place, but it's a huge story. Listen to this. The entire woke Loudoun County School Board faces the axe in November after Virginia's new Republican governor, Glenn Youngkin, ordered all 9 school board members in Loudoun County to face the ballot over their critical race theory and gender lessons and their conflicts with parents. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, great Republican, made an amendment to a bill that moved up the elections of the Loudoun County School Board to this November. And so, in the spirit of transparency and accountability, my amendment gives parents the ability to elect their school board, said Glenn Youngkin. So the entire Loudoun County School Board is up for a re-election this November, and that is a big race to follow. I'm grateful for the Loudoun County School Board because we learned a lot about what these Democrats were doing, in particular critical race theory. And, this whole transgender thing also began in Loudoun County. See, the thing with Loudoun County, the bureaucracy of Washington, D.C., I don't know how many bums work for the federal government in D.C. Most of them live in Virginia. And the bureaucracy of the United States has a lot of control in Loudoun County because a lot of them live there. Even, doesn't Jen Psaki live in Loudoun County? And I think she might. I think she might have mentioned that. She lives in Virginia, and I think she lives in Loudoun County because I think she commented once or twice on the school board there. And that's why we've got Glenn Youngkin as the governor there, was because of the Loudoun County School Board. And what he did, we've got these 3 MAGA governors, Greg Abbott, Ron DeSantis, and Glenn Youngkin. And look how they're acting. They're acting just like Trump. And, President Trump has done it with only 1 term and 1 to go in 2024. One of the things he's done that people in the political world don't get is he has raised the expectation of Americans with their elected officials. People demand results. Most elected officials are like college professors. They don't do a damn thing. They go on TV every once in a while and look busy, but they're all retired. And what we have, you ever heard that expression, some do and those who can't do teach, right? You ever heard that expression? There's variations of it with different jokes. But I want you to think about it. Glenn Youngkin put an amendment on a ballot forcing an election of the entire Loudoun County School Board. We were talking at the top of the hour about Governor Greg Abbott in Texas with the buses with the illegal migrants to D.C., and of course Ron DeSantis and everything he's doing and done. I want you to think about this now. When have you ever seen governors do a damn thing before, like these 3 guys have done? When have you seen a governor do a damn thing, ever? Never. Never. Now, if there's an emergency, if there's a hurricane or an earthquake or a tornado rips through someplace, but I've never seen governors do things like these guys are doing. This is what I'm talking about with this new MAGA era of Republicans that I call Trumplicans. Youngkin, Greg Abbott, and Ron DeSantis are Trumplicans. A new type of Republican. They actually do crap, and they face down the left. Right? And this Loudoun County School Board, they're going to get creamed in that election. Beating up parents, screaming at parents, and then they're like laughing at them, at the parents, and annoyed. Who do you think you are? This is a wonderful thing, and we're in a new era in this country. A lot of people don't realize it, but we are. Now listen, Mother's Day is right around the corner. Give your mom a gift that she will cherish for years to come. The gift of a perfect night's sleep for the rest of her life, a MyPillow, and the MyPillow products, I'll tell you, these are gifts that mom will remember forever and ever. Think about all the Mother's Day gifts you've given mom over the years. Can you remember any of them? Candy, flowers, something thoughtless? Out of every gift you've given your mother your entire life, which gift does she still have? Yeah, you give her one of these great MyPillow products, she will have it for years to come, maybe even the rest of her life. And when you go to MyPillow.com, there are just great deals. 50% off the MyPillow My Slippers. Every mom would love that. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, 60% off. The MyPillow itself, the lowest price ever, just $19.98. Now, all these prices, of course, are with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. The MyPillow 2-inch mattress topper, 50% off. The MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper, 30% off, and 2 free MyPillows with the promo code KANE at checkout. My wife just ordered some more towels this week. The MyPillow 6-piece towel set. They come in 3, 6, 7 different colors, normally $109.99. With our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, just $39.99. The MyPillow bathrobe, your mom will love them, I promise. 30% off the MyPillow bathrobe with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. The MyPillow pet bed, 50% off with the promo code KANE at checkout. And there's many other specials there. Take advantage of all these specials with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. By the way, all the items I mentioned, I have. Mattress topper, I have. The MyPillow slippers, I have. The MyPillow towels, I dried off with my MyPillow towel this morning. The bathrobe, the sheets. My wife ordered another set of the MyPillow sheets. They're 60% off, as low as $39.99 with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Somehow over the weekend, we made the bed. with a pair of old sheets, which we have since thrown out. We slept on them one night. We woke up. My wife said, never again. She threw them out and ordered another set of the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. She said I couldn't sleep on regular sheets. I might have to get a set of the MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets to take on our cruise in January. You know, I'm going to be, my daughter and I are taking our MyPillow. You know, there's many other items there too. My daughter just came back from California. We had gotten her the neck pillow from MyPillow. She wears it on the plane. She loves it. Oh man, great deals. Take advantage of all these specials with our promo code at checkout, KANE, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
My name is Tom Laporta, the owner of...
Oh, I hit the wrong commercial. There we go. Boom.
Hi, Tom Laporta here.
Hit the wrong commercial.
From Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building.
Steve Kane Show.
We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden...
Richard, call in, Debbie. Richard's a girly man. He's a wimp. He's afraid to call in. We get calls from Australia. We get good callers from Australia.
954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Brian Craig here. Come meet Steve Kane and me this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. This is our first appearance in over 2 years, and all of you are invited. That's 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace. The Festival Marketplace.
I watched a great documentary from Australian TV on Paul Hogan a few weeks ago. It was fascinating.
Next to the food court. Come meet Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, this Saturday, 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop.
Well, you keep having bad night's sleep, Patricia. You don't know what you're missing. Well, you do, because we talk about it all the time. All right, Richie the bus driver. Hey, Richie.
Yeah, good morning. As I'm waiting to on hold, I just got a notice that Elon Musk just offered to buy Twitter and take it private.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
From Fox News Alert.
That's amazing.
Now, yesterday, by the way, I know you're not supposed to call twice. Steve was questioning why in a crowded subway station during rush hour, the subway ridership is down over 60%, and the stations are empty, and the train had about 1/10 full. I mean, the trains are not like it was before. The platforms are basically empty. The subway's in bad shape.
Well, I got to tell you, Steve and I agree most of the time. Very few issues do we disagree on, but that was a very bizarre position. Steve was acting as if the subway shooter purposefully did not kill anyone, which was crazy talk. I thought. I'd forgotten about it. It was so strange. If you notice, if you listen to yesterday's, I was listening to yesterday's show on the way in this morning, and you can tell I changed subjects real quick. I played the audio of that transgender teacher. It was so bizarre.
Yeah, because what happens? He filled it with smoke. And I guess he didn't want to miss anybody, so he started shooting low.
People don't realize what guns sound like when you fire in an enclosed place or even outside. And, my wife and I were nearly shot a couple years ago driving to Miami down I-95. I heard gunshots. We're just approaching downtown Miami. And we were in the far left lane, and I got over real quick into the off-ramp, and my wife says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Those are gunshots." And she never heard gunshots out in the open before. She says, "Those aren't," and then we saw on WSVN on the app about an hour later, there were two gangbangers had a gunfight in their cars on 95. But I was at the gun range a few months back with my Glock 48, and I was target shooting. And I went to reload it, and I was in the range alone. I was very lucky. I had the range all to myself. And I took my headphones off, my ear protection off. I had the big ear protection to do a reload. And I forgot to put it back on. And I fired inside the gun range without ear protection on. I thought I lost my hearing for good. I was really worried. I thought I was going to have to get one of those Rush Limbaugh implants. And on a subway platform or in a subway car, a handgun round is louder and more painful to the ears than I think anyone in this audience, especially New Yorkers who don't know guns, realize. The sound alone is very painful to the ears and louder in a way you don't understand.
Now, real quick with that, this guy, when they were looking for him, your news in this country is really bad, man. They wouldn't say his race. They were NBC, none of them. So, it's even the black mayor,
By the way, was that when they were looking? Well, they did show the picture, so I'll give them a.
When they gave the description in the very beginning, they knew he was black, and they wouldn't say what you were looking for. That's number one. Number two, you're right about what's going on with the buses. By the way, it's a great thing, but people in this country ought to realize something. These people are coming up here, and they are paying the cartels. The cartels, the drug dealers, big drug dealers down in South America and Central America. They're paying them to get up here. And the United States is reimbursing these people $1,000 per person out of our money in a time where you can't go and buy.
Yeah, and the Newsmax reporter did a great job, by the way. They have this blonde reporter that speaks fluent Spanish who interviewed them at the bus station. And they all said Miami, but they didn't get into them. Why Miami? And Miami, a lot of people that are not from Florida, everything's Miami. So I don't know if that really. I wish that she would have gone with them when they got their bus ticket to see what bus station they were going to. I promise you, DeSantis knows. But who are they meeting? Where specifically are they going in Florida?
They have money in their pocket. They don't have to sign that they're going to meet anybody.
No, they have a plan. There's something about Miami, because they all said the same thing, these guys. There's something about Miami that's attracting them.
This is so disgusting. They destroyed money. Listen, and the Cubans down here would be the first to tell you. Back when they had the Mario boat lift, they all said they had sponsorship here, and Castro fooled everybody, and nobody wanted to take anyone in. And the United States government didn't do a damn thing about it, so the state of Florida had them underneath I-95 in tents. And the crime rate down here went out of the roof.
Well, look, if you go back and watch Scarface, it starts with Al Pacino under I-95,
What are all these people that are coming in here with keeping cell phones and $1,000 taxpayer dollars? Where the hell are you going to put them?
Yeah.
They're going wherever the hell they want.
And, they were wearing, I know Jesse Waters talked about this. I saw it on Twitter this morning, but, they weren't just wearing nice clothes. They were wearing stylish clothes where they had some of them were wearing sneakers that matched their jacket and hat.
When you come here, because I dealt with that way back. When you come to the United States from a country that they come over, they're filthy, they smell, they haven't had showers. What do you think's buying them the clothes?
Well, they didn't just buy them the clothes. This was like Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman going to Rodeo Drive. I saw one guy, he had very fancy clothes on. His shoes, His jacket and his hat were the same color. It looked like they took him to the Gucci store. I don't know where they,
Just to make them look like super people that we're making a big deal out of. Decent-looking people coming off of a bus. This is a total...
Well, when I was a kid, I've talked about this. When I was a kid, a friend of the family who was a young man, 19, 20 years old, this was in the early 80s, was violently murdered here in Florida by 2 illegal immigrants from Mexico. And I do have a bias against it because of that. I'll be completely frank with you about it. And I think about him a lot every time we talk about this. He was the boyfriend of a cousin of mine, and he would be like 60 years old or something, 65. He was older than me. I don't know. He'd have grandkids now, and they took his life. And I remember people talking at the time. Yeah, they'll do their time. They'll get deported and come back. They don't care. You
mentioned what she said yesterday.
Oh, it was brilliant.
From Fox News. I looked at her with the look on her face and the sarcasm, and I said, "You piece of crap." But you know what really hit me? Look at the rest of the reporters in that room. They are on her side. They're not on.
Yeah, but they don't understand. See, they're in a bubble. They don't understand how that sounds and looks to the American people. They don't understand. And Jen Psaki helped Ron DeSantis, helped Donald Trump, and helped Greg Abbott yesterday. And her condescending tone. Well, once illegals are here, they can go wherever they want. Really?
An NBC reporter was sitting next door with a big laugh on his face when she asked the question.
Yeah.
These people are against America. I am convinced that every one of them is against this country. All
right, listen, I got to run. Thanks for the call, Richie. Richie gave me some news, which I'm going to talk about after the break. Richie actually gave me some news I didn't know about. Can't know everything, but I'm going to talk about it when we get back instead of what I was going to bring up. What I was going to bring up, I'll bring up later. Hey, it's 7 a.m. It's the Steve Kane Show. 1 hour down, 2 to go. Back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network.
Steve Kane Show.
Pompano Beach.
Hi, folks. Dr. Metez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Well, I didn't know about this. My daughter told me about it. Do you know that you can buy the Kardashians' old clothes? Did you know that? They have a website. I don't know what it is. I forgot the name of it. I went on it. My daughter showed me. You can buy, like, all the Kardashians. Kim Kardashian, all of them. They sell their old clothes. These guys look like they were taken to a fancy clothing store.
Say that I couldn't be in the commercials that can only say My Pillow. I cannot personally be in them. So I want you to think about that. Where they're coming to cancel out this country and they want my voice stopped. That's why everybody's got to speak up. And believe me, they cancel it, they will never get to sell my product again. Just like those box stores. When you leave, it's goodbye. Have a nice day. So listen, we're kind of...
Hey, those of you that are in my Marco Polo group, you guys can tell everybody how to join it. If you haven't seen it yet, I see in there reminded me. Oh, we got a pornographer in here. Let me block him. Hold on. I put the video up that most of you guys have never seen when a guy from CBS News confronted me because I was wearing a Trump shirt in front of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School a couple days after the shooting there. It was an unbelievable thing. And I kept that video, and I put it on Marco Polo last night, which I have not posted that video publicly ever before. And it really shows you the arrogance of the network news mainstream corporate media. This guy was from CBS News. There's a video I made right before it explaining it, so you have context for it. So you should watch that first and then watch it. Well, thank you, Jacqueline. And I explained why I kept a copy of that video for my own protection. Alrighty. Hour number 2 has begun. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show, making this the longest-running radio show in the state of Florida. All right, so Richie the bus driver called in and gave me some news that I didn't know about. So I'm going to read this story cold and see if we pick up anything out of it. But this is exciting. Here's the headline. This is from The Verge. Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter in takeover attempt. See, this is why I told you the other day, Elon Musk turned down, by the way, the richest African American, Elon Musk, he turned down the seat on the board because when you're on the board, there's a limitation on how much stock you can own. I've heard 14%. So this is from The Verge. Telsa CEO Elon Musk is making his best and final offer to buy 100% of Twitter in an updated 13D filing Thursday. He's offering $54.20 per share in cash. He's got that kind of cash laying around. Musk is offering to acquire all the outstanding common stock not owned by the reporting person for all cash consideration. I don't understand what all that means. Twitter shares are now up over 13% on pre-market news as the time that this was written. Tesla's down 1.5% on fear of Twitter's number one fan becoming distracted by his new pet. He should rename Twitter to Tesla. The social platform formerly known as the Twitter. This is an amazing news. I love Elon Musk, the richest African American Elon Musk, and the reason I say that so often, I think it's important to point out, and it pisses people off. They don't like that. But he is actually an African American. He is from South Africa. That's right. He is from South Africa. How much would that be in a total purchase in cash? Has anybody seen that? That story didn't say. The $54.20 a share, what would that be in cash all at once to buy the whole company? I hope he does it. But when they banned President Trump and people started deleting their Twitter accounts, remember a lot of people got pissed at me. I said, do not do that. It's like you're burning your mailing list. Mailing lists used to be a big thing, and they were quite valuable. Okay? But I said someone will come along. The capitalist system will fix this. Someone will come along. I don't know, Don Jr. may get some investors. Something will happen. And here we are, a year and a half later, and this is not over yet. If this buyout attempt fails by Elon Musk, he's not done. Believe me. Believe me. Elon Musk is not done, and this is a wonderful thing. And Tucker Carlson was talking about how Elon Musk will be the savior of free speech in this country the other night, and he's spot on, right on the money with this. Now, I'm going to throw this story out because I am confused by it, this story. I don't fully understand it, although I do have a theory. These fake Homeland agents that infiltrated the Secret Service at the White House, okay, I'm very confused by this. But let me share this. One of the two men accused of posing as federal agents and trying to infiltrate the Secret Service arrived at his family's home in Virginia Wednesday after he was released from custody because a judge did not consider him a flight risk. Why would they release someone that did such a thing? His name is Arian, A-R-I-A-N. He entered his father's home after the government did not file an appeal to have him kept behind bars in a D.C. jail. Now think about this. They've got these Capitol breachers that have been in jail for over a year on minor charges, trespassing and stuff. This guy infiltrated the White House Secret Service and they let him walk. I don't understand this. His alleged accomplice were both released to their fathers before their trials later this month on claims they spent a year and a half living at the luxury Washington apartment building, crossing D.C., cozying up to Secret Service agents and federal employees with security clearances. They showered government staffers allegedly with lavish gifts and provided some with free rent, including a penthouse unit valued at more than $40,000 for the year. Secret Service agents in Biden and Jill and Kamala Harris's details have been caught up in this. I wonder if these were agents that were around with Trump or new. The pair have been ordered to remain under house arrest at their father's homes in Virginia, and they're being monitored by GPS. On Wednesday afternoon, a black sedan pulled up to the family home of the one, and the other Wednesday. And it goes on. Why are these guys free, and what is this all about? And if you have a theory or more information, please. I've read many stories over the last couple days about this, and it's a very confusing story. What game were they playing? Who were they working for? Why were they doing this? I know the first story said Iran. I don't even see that mentioned in this story that I'm reading right now. I do have a theory. And my theory is that this was another setup of MAGA attempt. This was another setup. I don't know what their plan was. I don't know who's behind them and who's funding them and all this stuff. I find it odd that both of their fathers live in Virginia, which is the home of all these government people. I believe it was another op by someone to set up MAGA. That's what I believe. Now, I don't have any evidence to back that up. I just find the whole thing strange. I find it very odd that they've both been released after they did what they did. And I don't have any other answer other than that. Because if it wasn't that, why would they let them go? I don't think they'd let them go. If it was really Iran, would they let them go? If this was a real problem, would they? If they were like real somebody, would they let them go? I don't think so. They would hold them without bail. This is an unheard of event. I've never heard of anything like this happening before. So there's something very, very fishy about the whole thing. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it because I find it quite strange and found it quite odd even from the very beginning. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, 1-888-465-2631. Now, there's another story here that is disgusting. And this is, I just don't understand. You know, I've told callers, sometimes when I look at the news and I look at what's going on in our society, I feel like I don't belong in this country anymore. I feel like, Austin Powers, remember Austin Powers, the first movie, the humor in Austin Powers is that he was from the 60s and now he was in the 90s? When was that movie out? The 90s or the 2000s? I don't remember. And he was a man from another time when there were different standards, and it was like he was a bigot, he was a sexist, and all this stuff. And but back in his time, he was normal. Do any of you guys ever feel like that with what's going on? And there was a very disturbing story we found out about last week, and we have not talked about it. When I say we, I mean those of us that follow the news. And I don't think we've talked about this on the show. And there's been a development in it. Let me read you this story. This is insane to me. This person should be arrested. Now, there was the story, if you remember, you probably heard this over the weekend or maybe late last week. There was a medical student in North Carolina who is into the pronoun thing. Right? This preferred pronoun confusion. At least kids are learning about the different parts of speech and everything with the pronouns. And she tweeted that she was injuring patients, one in particular who was making fun of her pronouns. She's a medical student. She should have been expelled. She should have been brought up on some type of charges that would forbid her from ever being in the medical profession, but that's not what has happened. Listen to this. A North Carolina medical school has the school has backed a woke student who tweeted about injuring a patient for mocking her pronoun badge that said she/her. Wake Forest University released a statement including groveling commentary from the student in question, Cashel de Rosario, which implies she'll be back on round soon. The trainee medic sparked outrage after she implied she had deliberately injured a man who mocked her by missing his vein on purpose while drawing his blood for making fun of her preferred pronouns on her uniform. That's scary, people. That's a crime. Yeah, that's assault, medical malpractice. I don't know what all the crimes are. I'm not a lawyer. But she should never be allowed to ever be with patients. She now claims she did it accidentally. She missed the vein by accident, she says now. Oh, okay. But wait a minute. She was on Twitter saying she did it on purpose because he was making fun of her pronouns. She now claims she did it accidentally and says a more qualified medical professional made the second blood draw attempt in line with existing procedures. But many have asked whether she's lying, claiming she didn't injure the man on purpose only to backtrack to try to save her career. Wake Forest, this is the school where she attends, Wake Forest did not comment at first, but they said an investigation found her claims on Twitter did not reflect the incident, adding she had followed guidelines correctly. This is insane. So what they're telling us is she was drawing a patient's blood and missed the vein, but she didn't do it on purpose. Well, how the freak do they know that? How do they know that? She went on Twitter and said she did it on purpose. Thought it was something to laugh about. She didn't know it'd go viral. But she went on Twitter and said, how did they determine she did it by accident? How do you determine that? She should be arrested. The school, Wake Forest, did not comment further on how they established she did it by accident and whether they had just taken her word about her true intentions. Meanwhile, a very staged and hollow statement by the student hinted she would be back working after she had reflected on her social media use. The school was condemned for its slowness to respond and back with patients. Fellow students rallied around her and slammed the victim, with another future doctor, Ewan Liu, even claiming the missed injection was karma for him mocking her. So now we got a future doctor at the school who said it is okay to injure a patient with a needle. You know, if you stick someone with a needle when you're not supposed to, in a place you're not supposed to, if you just walk up and do that, you'd be arrested. What is that crime? It's got to be more than assault. Assault seems mild. It's assault, but it's got to be enhanced. And now we got a future doctor saying this? What the hell? Fellow students rallied around her and slammed the victim. Another future doctor, so she's a future doctor. Another future doctor, Ewan Liu, claimed the misinjection was karma for the patient mocking her. Del Rosario, a fourth-year medical student, was widely condemned for claiming on Twitter to have purposely missed the patient's vein, so she would have to jab him twice. Are you freaking kidding me? She suggested her attack was justified because the victim, who has not been named, laughed loudly at her she/her pronoun pen. Wake Forest University School of Medicine said it reviewed the incident as soon as it was made aware of the tweet. Our documentation, this is the school, our documentation verifies that after the student physician was unsuccessful in obtaining the blood draw, she appropriately deferred a second attempt at certified professionals. She did not attempt to draw blood again. Are you kidding me? What the hell? Oh, boy. All right, let's take our break. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Back after this.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental is the official dentist of the
Steve Kane Show.
For good reason. He does great work at affordable prices. Listen to a Steve Kane listener share their experience with Dr. Gupta.
Hi, this is Tim, one of your loyal listeners, and I just want to thank you for turning me on to Dr. Gupta. I went over to him yesterday, and I had a great experience. And
That's crazy. That other doctor, future doctor, should be expelled from the school.
Thank you guys very much. Have a great one.
Dr. Gupta, the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. Make Dr. Gupta the official dentist of your family. Give him a call. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Oh, yeah.
Online, BrightonDentalCare.com.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call
Aggravated battery?
5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on radio. Just search for them.
Oh, man, shouldn't they at least get that girl on like academic dishonesty? You know, if you plagiarize on a paper in college, you get expelled for academic dishonesty, it's on your permanent record. This is I don't know the crime. If you know what crime this would be, it can't be malpractice as a medical student. She's fourth year medical student. She's going to be out there doing it soon. And it's amazing that these wokester kids, the tolerant left, justify harming a patient because they disagree with their politics. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Don't forget, come meet Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace. We're going to be there from 11 to noon and not a minute after, okay? Because I got somewhere to go. This is our first appearance in over 2 years, and even longer than that since we've done an appearance on a Saturday. And we have no future appearances planned except for our cruise in January, 7-day cruise that you're all invited on too. But this is going to be it for the foreseeable future, and we look forward to seeing you all there this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon, AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. Conservative Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to be nice to Doug today. I've been rude,
I guess she'll probably specialize in late-term abortions. Man. I don't know how she's getting away with it, but unfortunately, she's going to probably be get away with it, man. Anyway.
Well, she's probably going to get away with it. She did get away with it. Her university stood up for her and defended her. And it's an interesting thing. It's not that they said the incident didn't happen. She did miss a vein on a patient. She admits it. and the school admits it, but they're saying she did it on accident. How the hell do you determine that?
They try to cover up for because I guess they want somebody like her. The world is changing, and I can't stand it. But now I'm hoping when they send this bus back to Miami, I hope our governor's going to have people in there to send them right back to Washington. This is going to be an ongoing catastrophe. They're going to Washington, they'll send them to Miami. And
This is not a catastrophe. This is brilliant what's going on. I started the show at 6. Were you listening in the first segment?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna reprimand. You know, this show starts at 6 a.m. People, no. This is what Greg Abbott and DeSantis are doing. Is not a publicity stunt. It is utter brilliance. And I'll by the way, thanks for the call, Doug. Let me recap what I said at 6 about. I was going to move on to something else, but let me recap this for people that were not listening during the first segment at 6 a.m. Shame on you. Set your alarms for 5:55, people. Okay? But no, this is it. I'm just kidding. But this is not really. I'm not kidding. No, but this is brilliant, okay? And I just want to recap this, and then after the bottom of the hour break, I'll move on to some other stuff. But I do want to hear your calls on this. What Greg Abbott and Governor DeSantis are doing are brilliant. So I saw the media yesterday portraying this as a publicity stunt. Here they are. Where are they going to go? And our great governor, Ron DeSantis, comes out and says, well, they come to Florida, we're going to pick them up. And then I saw this Newsmax reporter interviewing them in Spanish, and they all said that they're coming to Miami. Now, that doesn't mean they're actually coming to Miami. People that are not from Florida think Miami is all of Florida. So it can mean anywhere in Florida, and they might say Miami. But then Jen Psaki in the press conference was asked about, very condescending Psaki. Listen to this.
The first bus of migrants arrived in D.C. today. Texas Governor Greg Abbott making good on his promise to send migrants to the president's doorstep. I think you previously called it a publicity stunt. Is that still the view of the White House? Can you give us any reaction to this busload of migrants arriving here in D.C.?
Well, these are all migrants who have been processed by CBP and are free to travel, so it's nice the state of Texas is helping them get to their final destination as they await in their outcome of their immigration proceedings, and they're all in immigration proceedings.
Okay, so hear the condescension, the little snarkiness to her voice. So what Jen Psaki just admitted is that when an illegal immigrant comes into the United States, once they're processed by Border Patrol, they can go anywhere in America they want. And I don't think most people that don't follow the news, most people do not follow the news like you do. If you listen to this program, you're a news junkie. That's a good thing. I am too. But most people are not. And it's going to come as a shock to millions of Americans that they think they're held in detention centers in the Southwest, and then when they get out, they all go to Southern California, Texas, or Arizona. They don't realize that they go anywhere they want in this country. And then this interview, I watched the interview a second time. These guys were handpicked by, they had to agree to get on the bus and sign a waiver. I believe they were handpicked by Greg Abbott's people. They're all young men in their early 20s, 25 and under. There was one guy that was 30, but they were all in their early to mid-20s, except this one guy who was 30. And even while they were being interviewed on Newsmax inside the bus station, they had these new fancy phones. And they were just typing away on those phones. They were so excited to have these phones. I promise you that Greg Abbott and DeSantis have either downloaded tracker apps on that phone, or they're going to use the phone numbers so Ron DeSantis can track them when they arrive in Florida. And there's probably agents for either Greg Abbott or Ron DeSantis, if not both, at that bus station, finding out which buses they're getting on so they can follow them here and pick them up. Okay? And what Greg Abbott has done here, and Ron DeSantis, with the help of Jen Psaki, who's an arrogant fool, is expose this human trafficking ring from the southern border that the Biden regime have going on in this country. This is brilliant. And however many buses are coming, they're going to do this with every single one of them. And it's only a matter of time before we start seeing some of them get arrested here in Florida. This is a big election issue. The Democrats, if you look at the stories in the new polls, this is like the red tsunami is expected. Even liberals are preparing their followers and their viewers for the red tsunami coming in November. Okay? The blue flush was another term we could call it. The blue flush. And this is a big election issue. And Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott both being up for re-election, they're going to hype this up appropriately. This is going to be a big wake-up call, and it's going to turn people even more against the Democrats. So this is a brilliant thing that we're dealing with here, people. It is huge. This is not just some publicity stunt, watching a couple guys getting off the bus in nice clothes in D.C. This is a major operation between Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis. And they've been working together on this from the beginning, because as soon as Abbott made the announcement about the buses, DeSantis was there the same day commenting on it. So they're working together, and probably have people, if not President Trump himself, some people in his Mar-a-Lago orbit that are working with them on this. It's amazing what's happening. This is huge. All right, listen, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Your calls are welcome at 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631.
On the line, we have John Kaplan. He's Director of Neuropathy and CFO of Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. You've heard us talk about the Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. They've done miracles with Steve Kane and his neuropathy, and now John's going to tell us a little more detail about the treatments that they offer for neuropathy and the Lighthouse Medical Center. John, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Doing great. Now, can you tell people, what is neuropathy?
Well, neuropathy is almost always a circulation issue. So when you don't have good circulation to your extremities, no matter what the cause, there's over 100 different causes of neuropathy, but no matter the cause, when there's lack of circulation to the extremities, that causes a wide range of symptoms for patients. It could be a balance issue, patient, depending on what their cause is, and how long they've had neuropathy. We put that detailed care plan together for them based on what their symptoms are as well. And then we implement that over a 6-month treatment program that they do the majority of therapy at home and a few things here at the office.
Now, John, if someone is not maybe they're somewhere else, maybe they're out of town, maybe they're out of state, maybe just in another part of Florida.
No, they don't take it.
You at Lighthouse Medical Center help
Not for that, no.
with their neuropathy.
Absolutely. I know you guys have a wide
Yes.
range of listeners across the country,
Yeah.
across the world. We do telehealth medicine where we're able to meet patients over the phone or the internet, do a telehealth exam, and then send them their home therapy
We're back.
treatment kit for us to monitor, and then to allow them to do their therapy at home and do the telehealth visit over the phone or online. That allows us to be in contact with those patients who are not here in South Florida.
Now, after someone begins treatment for the neuropathy, how soon can they expect to start to see an improvement?
Well, you know, Brian, one of the main symptoms that most neuropathy patients see is a lack of sleep because their neuropathy bothers them at nighttime. That's one of the first symptoms to get better within the first week or two for most patients. Also, the numbness, tingling, and the lack of feeling in the feet, they will notice the difference in the first couple weeks. Some patients as soon as the next day, but usually about a week or so is when the first symptoms start to subside.
Steve Kane began treatment on a Friday. I talked to him on a Monday, the Monday right after, and he already told me that there was just a massive improvement. It's been a huge change in his life. Now, John, Lighthouse Medical Center, this is amazing, has been in practice with the same family right here in Pompano for 75 years. That is amazing.
Yeah, Brian, we're really excited. This is our 75th anniversary, 3 generations of doctors here at Lighthouse Medical Center. We've been here for a long time. We've helped so many people, and that's just our passion, is to continue to help the community. We've now expanded beyond just here in the Fort Lauderdale area, see patients from all over the country via telehealth, and we've had patients even as far as Canada come specifically to see us for their neuropathy issues.
If you are suffering with neuropathy, or maybe a loved one is, someone you know is, your husband, your wife, mom, Dad, call the Lighthouse Medical Center. It's a free consultation if you mention you heard them on the Steve Kane Show. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. All right, well, John, thanks for your time, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, Brian. Have a good day.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, 35 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Okay, so have you heard this story about Rachel Maddow? A lot of mystery, and I tell you what's going on here. So Rachel Maddow, who has the highest rated show at the lowly rated MSNBC. So, yeah, she's number 1 among the losers. She is walking away from her 5-day-a-week show. She's going to do the show 4 days a week for this month, and starting in May, only once a week, Mondays. And she said she's got other projects she's working on. Whatever. Yeah, come on. She's got the number 1 show on MSNBC. And let me tell you, Rachel Maddow, among liberals, is a voice of credibility. They loved Rachel Maddow. So she's going to once a week to work on these other projects. One of them is a project she's working on about the Spiro Agnew. There's like a podcast or something she's working on involving Spiro Agnew. She could do that and this show. That show is not much work for her, okay? She has an entire staff that do everything. She just has to sit down for an hour and 10 minutes a day. She could do all these other projects and do the show 4 or 5 nights a week, believe me. This is what I think has happened with Rachel Maddow. I think she's had a nervous breakdown. I think she's had a complete collapse, and it's over the Russia hoax with President Trump. Rachel Maddow was the leader on the left in the mainstream corporate media about the Russia hoax, fake dossier, and everything else. And every night on her show for a few years, they're coming. Trump's going to get arrested. Trump's going to be indicted. Don Jr., Ivanka, they're all Jared Kushner. She went through this. And I think she's had a breakdown because it didn't happen. I think she is humiliated with her viewers. I think a lot of her viewers, notice I said past tense, loved her, supported her. I think not only did she have a nervous breakdown, I think many of her fans feel lied to by her. I think she's faced a lot of rejection from her loyal followers because they were let down by her lies involving the Russian thing. And then there's another aspect. Rachel Maddow, obviously, callers on hold, stand by the way. I know I've been yapping a lot. Just let me finish this and I'll go to the phones. Rachel Maddow, without question, was being fed information by top people in the Democrat Party. Maybe even Republican establishment, low-life traitors, right? Rats, Republicans against Trump, rhino types. And she's humiliated with her viewers. She's humiliated that she was promoting these narratives that have all been proven false. And she also feels used, abused, and exploited by people in Washington that she thought she was in with, who used her to spread their lies for those 4 years. And it's caused her a humiliation and sense of rejection so large, she's had a nervous breakdown and she can't continue on that show regularly. That's what I think she's doing, in my opinion, based on watching what's going on here. Does not make sense. If she wasn't number 1 over there, it'd be different, but she is. You don't walk away from being number 1 in prime time in liberal circles. Sometimes she'd even beat Fox and go work on a podcast about Spiro Agnew, which will be interesting. I might listen to it on a drive to Orlando, or something. Might be heading down to Miami Beach, and I might listen to it on my drive down to Miami Beach or something, but it's not something that takes you away from your full-time gig. That's what I think happened. Anyway, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing? It's Mike from New York.
Hey, Mike.
I'd like to just tell you, witnessing some Florida teachers are quitting their jobs because they can't talk, anymore about sex to 5-year-olds. Tells me the bill was needed a long time ago.
No doubt.
Yeah, this is the greatest. You got to admit that. And I just was curious if you watched Jesse Waters last night at 7 o'clock.
I did not.
Okay, well, the whole show was a repeat of the Brian Craig highlights from last week. He had about a 7-minute episode of the juror who said she was a sugar daddy. You went over that last.
Oh, she's a sugar baby with. I'll tell you that story about the girl being the sugar baby with the sugar daddy. She did an interview on the local news here in Miami, WPOG, I believe, and I was surprised. She's not attractive, and she's got like a belly on her. Who's paying her $8,000 a month?
She had a wig on, but first of all, the judge. I thought the judge was the one who they let it. I never saw a judge like that in my life, and Jesse didn't say anything.
The judge is hot. She's the hottest woman ever to be a judge.
That's it, but I wanted to say one thing about being in New York. If you want to change the safety in New York, I suggest you stop voting Democrat. And I'll tell Richie, the subways are jam-packed. It's just that half of the people, they don't pay for the subways. I take the subways all the time. They hop over. They got one guy pays, 3 guys go through. There's no police. I mean, I haven't seen a police officer in probably 7 days since I've been riding the subway and going from east side to west side. There's not one police officer, even the transit police, on the whole Queens and Brooklyn line.
Yeah. Well, this idiot. Yeah, go ahead.
On Central Park, 6 miles, I skated on Central Park, and I never see one police officer. And even if you have a subway card, like if you're Asian and you just came here, say, for like a week, like you came with your daughter, and you have a Metro card, so you want to put money on it. So you go up to the booth. There's no more booths. They're all machines. So there's nobody if somebody comes up to you to rob you, there's no police. There's no one even at the...
There's no witnesses, nothing. And the cameras aren't working down there? Yeah, I know, exactly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. All right, hey, Mike, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mike from New York. Yeah, he's one of the New Yorkers we like. It's amazing. Eric Adams got elected with about 4% of the vote. Most New Yorkers don't vote, and... I don't think New York is as liberal as people think it is today in 2022. I just think a lot of people that are conservative in their thinking, like Mike from New York. We get a lot of callers from New York City on this program, like Mike from New York. Get a lot of calls from New York City, which really, I like that a lot because New York City is considered the #1 radio market in America. So they have all the big heavy hitters in New York, and New Yorkers are listening to this program, which is, that's amazing. That's amazing. But anyway, well, it's amazing to me. You guys may not care, but it's a big deal to me. But I think a lot of people are conservative in their mindset. They may not be a registered Republican in New York and in California, and they don't vote because they figure, what's the point? The Democrat's going to win. But I'll tell you, this, who Steve thinks is a humanitarian because he didn't want to kill anybody or something. I don't know. Very strange conversation with Steve yesterday. Maybe we'll get more of that today when he joins us at 8 o'clock. But Mayor Adams... He's supposed to be a cop, right? He worked his way up through the police department. You would think he would be taking the lead in the manhunt in New York City for the subway shooter, and he didn't. What did he do? Did nothing. How many arrests did he make? Really, real arrests did he make? I don't know. I mean, like back in the days of, everyone's talking about Jimmy Carter this week because of the inflation numbers, I got a new campaign slogan for President Trump, by the way, because of the inflation. Make America affordable again. Do you guys like that one? Make America affordable again. But everyone's talking about Jimmy Carter this week because of the inflation numbers. 3 Mile Island happened when Jimmy Carter was president. And he went to 3 Mile Island and went to the reactor, and he was a nuclear scientist for the Navy. And that was like his area of expertise, and he was in there with the nuclear scientist at the reactor at 3 Mile Island and everything. And I've seen some of those 3 Mile Island nuclear guys talk in interviews over the years, and they were blown away at how knowledgeable he was. They I guess I forgot he was a nuclear scientist. This subway shooter, Mayor Adams just doesn't care. Do you know why? Mayor Adams has been a politician even when he was a police officer. Every job he had in the police department was a stepping stone to the next position, the next promotion. And he never was a cop, really. He was a cop in name only when he was a New York City cop. And I saw a video on Greg Kelly on Newsmax a month or so ago. And Mayor Adams has this posse of about 20 or 30 guys. He walks around like Jay-Z or something, you know. And a lot of them are police officers. He's got the largest detail ever, you know. And I know, isn't it something? Mayor Giuliani used to just walk around with one guy, but this guy's got a posse. And Mayor Adams had one of his posse filmed. They were somewhere in some building in New York. It was during the day, and there were two guys having a fist fight on the sidewalk during the day in New York. He's got about 15 police officers with him. He's a cop. What did Mayor Adams do? He called 911. I want to report a fight on the street. He should have gone down there and arrested them with his posse. He's supposed to be a cop. He's a fake cop. And if he would have taken the lead, or at least even appeared, you know, like Mayor Giuliani on 9/11 went to Ground Zero and took over. He didn't have to do that. They didn't want him there. They wanted him at the command center somewhere else in town. He went down the Ground Zero and took over. Mayor Giuliani. That's why he's a war hero and America's mayor, and will always be a hero in my mind, regardless of what these creeps say about him, all right? Giuliani's a great man. And Mayor Adams had an opportunity to do that by at least appearing to take the lead, hunting down the subway shooter. And he didn't. And then he says, we got him. We got him? The guy called Crime Stoppers on himself. And then some other guy called it in. What does he mean, we got him? That was so weak of Mayor Adams. He's a joke. He really is. But they got the guy. How did that guy get away for over a day? All right, listen, we'll take our break here. Last break of the second hour. Steve Kane will be joining us at the top of the hour. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Back after this.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Brian Craig here. Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his experience at Friendly Tire. At Friendly Tire. Wow.
Half the price, and not only that, his tires, which nobody, the tires I'm looking at, had any mileage guarantee. That is a 60,000 mile warranty. So they're not only half the price, the price is good.
So you're a repeat customer over there at Friendly Tire. You bought new tires, right? So you bought new tires, because they also sell used tires, starting at just $30 for most sizes. But you bought new tires, and they were half the price at Friendly Tire than at the other tire shops around town. That is phenomenal, and came with a 60,000 mile warranty on the tires. That's great. And of course, Friendly Tire, they never charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire, or dispose of your old tires. The price that they give you are out the door and on the road. And
everybody should go there. I don't know how anybody can buy tires anyplace else. This guy is the best prices.
That's right. That's right. So listen, give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. His number, 954-977-9445. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate. And that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Brian Craig here. Come meet Steve Kane and me this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. This is our first appearance in over 2 years, and all of you are invited. That's 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace. The Festival Marketplace is just east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road in Pompano. AJ's is located in front of the information booth next to the food court. Come meet Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, this Saturday, 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. See you there.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right, 10 before the top of the hour, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve will be joining us after 8. And again, AJ's Natural Wellness Shop, Steve and I will be there this Saturday from 11 to 12. Our first appearance in over 2 years. We have no appearances planned in the future, other than our cruise in January, which you're invited to. But this is going to be it. And we have not done an appearance on a Saturday in a long time. And we're doing this one on Saturday to give more people an opportunity that may not be able to make it during the week. Come and see us. So be there 11 a.m. till 12 at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace. I was just reading the Ukrainians had a missile. They hit another Russian naval vessel with it, and it exploded. Russian Navy flagship is blown up, hit by Ukrainian missiles. It exploded and rolled over in the ocean. 510 of the crew were evacuated. Hundreds of deaths of Russian sailors is being estimated, and it's going on and on. It says Russia's Black Sea flagship. Listen, this war in Ukraine, what is this, 50 days, I think I heard, Eric Bolling had a good segment on what's going on in Ukraine yesterday. What's going on in Ukraine, it's really amazing, okay? And I think there's a lot of confusion. Like, a lot of people think that a lot of us are not on Ukraine's side. That is not the case. Of course we're on Ukraine's side. They were attacked. It was an unprovoked attack. They've hit 2 Russian Navy ships, and I don't think do they have any type of naval presence at all? Ukraine, I don't know. Where we differ is what the United States role should be. And what the United States role that I support is giving them all the equipment they need and weapons they need, not blankets like Obama, but give them all the military hardware that they need to fight the war, even more so than money. I just don't want us involved in it. And I got to say, I don't know, as you follow what's going on in Ukraine, I don't know if the Ukrainians have this great army or if the Russians just have the worst army ever. And I don't know how it is that they are getting their butts kicked, the Russians, so bad by Ukraine. It's really unheard of when you think about it. And why that is, I don't know. A lot of people say different things. I think that obviously the situation is Russia has never really been a great fighting force. It's been a lie, at least since the end of the Second World War. They did a lot in the Second World War. But, the Russian strategies in these other wars, because people think, they defeated Hitler, they defeated Napoleon. The Russian strategy, I remember learning about this in school, in particular in the Second World War. But the Russian strategy in war has not been like what an American strategy would be. You move in, you hit them hard, and you try to end it. Although that wasn't necessarily the strategy in Vietnam and places. Russia's a big country with a large population, and they just take hits. And they've been comfortable in taking hits. and they just, that's how they do it for years and years and years, and then the war ends. They've never been an aggressive army. They're getting their butts kicked, and that's a good thing. And there's so much, there's everything in this country is so partisan, and I get it. But I think probably 95% at least, if not more, of Americans support Ukraine, and that includes MAGA. We just don't want the United States involved in another ground war after we've had this 20-year war in Iraq and Afghanistan end. That's all. You know, you can support Ukraine without supporting U.S. military involvement. And that also, you know, I was reading this morning that we're doing a lot of training with Ukrainian forces. That's fine. You know, that's fine too. Training them. Now, the money's another problem because, you know, Ukrainians will be stealing the money, and I don't know how much of the money is going to actually get to the Ukrainian people. But I don't think people should think that any Trump supporters or me personally are in a position other than supporting Ukraine against Russia. And you know, they say, oh, you know, if you don't support everything they say, they want to cancel you and label you a Putin guy. That's not the case at all. And now, don't you think it is much better for the Ukrainians to kick butt and win this on their own without having us or our allies come in and help them? I do. The war, if we get involved, it will last much longer and very well may be a never-ending affair. If the Ukrainians do it on their own, it'll end sooner, fewer people will die, and they're going to get a peace agreement, probably recognizing Ukraine. Now, this doesn't mean there's not going to be conflict there in the future. When this is over, there's going to be years of discussion over that Donbass region. I saw on Eric Bolling on Newsmax TV, though, yesterday, one piece of video that was really disturbing. You may have seen it. I saw a Russian tank drive over a civilian vehicle that Eric Bolling said had in it an entire family with children. And the tank drove over it and stopped right on top of it. Everyone inside, if they weren't dead, would probably died soon thereafter. And it was pretty disturbing. I mean, that was just, why the hell did they run over? And the car was speeding down the road. It wasn't firing or anything. I don't know why they would drive over a civilian vehicle with people in it. And I trust Eric Bolling. You guys trust Eric Bolling? I trust Eric Bolling. All right, now listen, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Steve will be joining us after the top of the hour. And it's time to check in with Janet Cimarelli from AJ's Natural Wellness Shop, where Steve and I will be this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon. Hey, Janet. Yeah. That's right.
For the morning health report, I want to tell your listeners about omega-3. You want omega-3 DHA version for your brain. You want the EPA version to reduce inflammation. And you know what so many people tell me? Oh, when I take fish oil, I burp. Okay, what does that mean? It means that your digestive system isn't working properly and you need some enzymes. Sometimes people tell me, oh, when I take fish oil, I get bloating. What does that tell me? You need probiotics. We've got them all, the fish oil, the enzymes, the probiotics at AJ's Wellness, and guess what? They're 50% off. Oh my goodness, come on in and stock your wellness shelves at home with the fabulous buys at AJ's Natural Wellness.
Yeah, that's right. Now, when we're there on Saturday, everything in the store is 50% off. So load up.
So important, so inexpensive to support your good health. And you know, in this time of stress and turmoil and uncertainty, come on in and support your good health with a multivitamin, with the probiotics and enzymes that I talked about. Plus, we're just going to have so much fun. Many of your listeners, I'm guessing, Brian, have met you because you've been on the cruises together and all of that. But for those listeners who've never seen you, never seen Steve, come on in and say hello.
That's right. Now, so we're going to be there from 11 a.m. till noon, not a minute after, because I'm telling you guys, because I got somewhere to go. I'm getting my concealed weapons. I'm taking the concealed weapons permit course on Saturday. That's where I'm speeding off to, so you guys know. And I set that up before we knew we were going to do this. So anyway, listen, we're going to be at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace Saturday from 11 to 12. And, of course, the festival is in Pompano, just east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road. AJ's is easy to find. Head back to the food court, look west, that's towards the Everglades, and AJ's is right in front of the information booth. And a good landmark might be like my MAGA hat that I'll be wearing or something. I'm sure there'll be some MAGA hats there to look for. All right, Janet, we'll see you Saturday. All right. All right, take care. All right, we'll take our break for the top, come back with your calls and Steve Kane after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting.
Steve Kane Show.
Roofing and building restoration. We survived
Yep.
the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready.
Oh, we'll take you after the break. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
From asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
Brian Craig here. It's been a year since I started sleeping on my MyPillow mattress topper, and it's changed my life. I sleep the night through every night. Don't just take my word for it. Here are some people who are sleeping on their MyPillow mattress topper too, sharing their experience.
With a MyPillow topper, I'm just finding that I don't build up any heat. I'm warm and I'm comfortable, but I'm not too clean and I'm not too cold, I'm not too hot. It just kind of keeps me right where I need to be in order to get a good night's sleep.
I think that my pillow topper delivers on its promise to give me a better night's sleep.
Immediately there was a difference. As soon as I laid down the thing, I commented to Pam. I said, "This feels dramatically different." And laid down and I slept there, and I kind of anticipated that I would be getting up during the night with that same heat coming up. It didn't happen. As a matter of fact, the first night I overslept.
Stop the cancel culture against Mike Lindell and MyPillow and get the best night's sleep you have ever gotten in your life. And order your 2-inch MyPillow mattress topper for 50% off with the promo code KANE at checkout. KANE. 50% off the MyPillow mattress topper. But you've got to use the promo code KANE, KANE, at MyPillow.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group. Running offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South
All right, here we go. I was just reading something.
To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-GO-CANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-CANE 1. And now, here.
All right, hour number 3 has begun. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Steve joining us. Hey, Steve. Oh, did we not get you? I guess Steve's not ready. Okay, we'll go to the phones. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Slow down. You got slow down. You're talking as fast as an auctioneer. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, my name's Doc Strange, and I'm calling you from La Canto, Florida.
Okay.
Wanted to say first, congratulations on going to get your concealed permit carried. That's awesome, dude. But I wanted to ask, are you familiar at all with Monkey Works YouTube channel?
I don't know. Is it yours that you're trying to promote?
Works does a lot of air traffic tracking and stuff and providing intel to the free world. Well, on his YouTube channel, 13 now, almost 14 hours ago, he reported that all of these illegal guns have been coming and they're getting dumped off in areas where Amazon is hiring them at all these facilities across the country, and several of them are right here in Florida. I emailed Governor DeSantis this morning, but I think everyone should take a look at that. If you forward the video to like 22 minutes and 30 seconds, it shows the map with all the locations that these illegals are being sent into.
Well, how do they track them? How are they tracking the people?
Been tracking all the flights and stuff leaving across the border because he's
No, but once they get off the flights, how does he track them once they're people? So he knows what flights they're on somehow. They leave the plane. How does he follow them from that point forward?
Well, him being a brother veteran, he also has some boots on the ground intel that he provides, but he will not put out any intel unless he vets.
So he follows them. So he has people following them.
So the intel that he just busted yesterday was these illegals were there. We already do that they're being flown across the United States, but they're being sent to all of these Amazon facilities and taking these $15 an hour jobs from Americans. Facilities they're being sent to right here inside of Florida.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll take it at face value what you're saying. Nothing surprises me, but it's not smart to make yourself a citizen Border Patrol agent and start following these people throughout the country. It's not smart. In fact, it's the opposite. It's completely stupid because it's asking for trouble. And I'm not saying that there's not good information being obtained that way, but what happens is you're setting yourself up to fall into the hands of the Democrats and their plan. And if it comes out that there's a bunch of MAGA people that are stalking illegals that come into the country, around the country, no good can come of that. And what Ron DeSantis is doing with Governor Greg Abbott is brilliant. I was talking about this, okay? You don't need people on the ground following them. These guys that got off the bus in D.C. yesterday, I saw them interviewed on Newsmax. They all said they're coming to Florida, right? They all said Miami. All of them are except one, was 25 or under. There was one guy who said he was 30. They gave them those phones, which are brand new phones. These guys are from like Guatemala, these very poor villages. They've never had a phone like this before. These phones will never leave these guys. They won't sell them, and they won't have them far from them ever. They were like glowing over these phones. Abbott has Greg Abbott either has a tracker app on there or somehow with the phone number, and they're going to monitor these guys. And DeSantis is going to use those cell phones to pick them up here in Florida. And probably DeSantis and Abbott probably know what buses they got on. And they'll be meeting those buses, if not following them along the way. So let Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis handle this, not Monkey Joe or whoever you're talking about on YouTube, who could screw up this incredible operation that Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis have. Okay? Because they are doing something pretty sharp, pretty special, pretty brilliant. And if you got some MAGA guys like this who are probably infiltrated by the left and some bad people like, we've seen in the past happen, like at January 6th and elsewhere, that could only screw up the great job that DeSantis and Abbott are doing. But hey, listen, thanks for calling. I appreciate the intel. Okay, take care. All right, I've been told we got Steve. Steve, you with us now?
I'm with you now.
Okay. Oh, man, what a day. What a day. How you doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah. No, I was talking earlier about how DeSantis and Greg Abbott are working together with this illegal problem, and it's brilliant. I mean, it's just amazing what they're doing. I cannot wait for Ron DeSantis to start making the tracking down here in Florida. Steve Kane Show.
I'm a little confused as to how this works.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. What do you mean? The tracking them? Well, it's pretty simple. They got they got off the bus and they went into the train station in D.C. and bought tickets to get on buses. And I promise you, Greg Abbott or Ron DeSantis have people in there that know what buses they got on. That's how it works. So they just follow the buses to their destinations. And once they cross into Florida, and they start getting off, you pick them up. That's what you do. So that's what it's not that sophisticated, huh?
They're going to arrest them all?
That's what DeSantis says. If they come to Florida, he is going to arrest them. That's what Ron DeSantis said yesterday and the day before. So they know what buses they got on. They just have to wait for those buses to get to Florida. So Ron DeSantis will probably have the state troopers waiting at the border and follow them. And when they stop and people start getting off, they'll see who got off. There's only like 20 of them, and they probably won't all be on the bus. Yeah, but this is an amazing. It is an ongoing thing, but this is an amazing thing that they've done. This is not a publicity stunt. Jen Psaki, I played the clip earlier. Jen Psaki said, she was asked about this. She says, well, once an illegal migrant is processed, they're free to go anywhere they want in the country. I don't think most people realize that. And when DeSantis and Abbott start highlighting what happens to these people when they get here, I think that's going to be a shock to most people. Not news junkies, but people that don't follow the news all the time. And this is an amazing operation. And this guy that called me a minute ago, that they have these MAGA ex-military that are following them around, don't get in the way of DeSantis and Greg Abbott. They got a beautiful operation. They don't need some guys stalking these buses, screwing it up, causing an incident. Now, Ron DeSantis seems very confident that they're going to pick people up. All right, Steve, that doesn't sound like it to you. It doesn't sound interesting to you. You don't sound very interested, Steve. Well, that's like before the show. All right, our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Let me throw some other things. Maybe I can get you interested. All right, go ahead. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, Willie from Minnesota. Speak up.
I got a question for you.
Here we go.
The subway shooter?
Yeah.
Yes. Inbound. Now, let's say a cop did shoot him. Okay? You know what would happen next with that cop? He'd be off duty for a while, and they'd have to do an investigation, and then he probably gets charged like every other black guy when they get shot, that this guy was mentally ill and all that stuff, and it turned into a big circus again. What do you think about that?
Not much, because none of that happened.
It could have happened.
It could have happened. Well, hey, listen, an asteroid could hit the Earth. I think there's one coming by every day. I mean, you're putting up some scenarios of what did not happen. The guy shot up the subway. He got arrested. He's in custody, and nothing happened. The story's going to disappear.
What I'm saying is though, let's say a cop did shoot him.
Did shoot. All right, appreciate the call. But a cop didn't. In fact, this guy turned himself in, Steve. He called Crime Stoppers on himself. Yeah.
The lunatic. I mean, we knew that before we caught him.
I think it's safe to say that almost anyone who's in prison for violent crimes has some degree of mental illness. People that are totally sane don't do such things. But he's not so mentally ill that he didn't know what he did was wrong, because he did leave and escape.
Did you see the cover story in the headline of the New York Post today?
The one with the arrest picture? No, I'm not. Which one are you talking about? Sure. Oh, really? No, I didn't see it.
Is that so? No, okay. Well, I mean, all you have to do is look at that picture. You know what they say: a picture's worth 1,000 words, and you could tell he's cuckoo. But again, the same thing bothers me that bothered me yesterday. How do you shoot into in the middle of rush hour into in New York City and not kill anybody? I think it's by design. I think
if you think that, Steve, you're as crazy as he is. The guy's obviously a mental patient, right? I mean, I think we all agree with that. So you're telling me that this...
How do you shoot if I got 32 shots in this subway car and nobody gets killed?
Well, it happened just the way it happened 2 days ago in New York. I mean, this idea that he's some humanitarian who didn't want to kill people. He's a bad shot. He's a bad shot, I guess.
that satisfies you. That doesn't.
Well, I got a call. I got a call from Mike from New York earlier, and he said actually the subways are packed. They're not. They were sparse for a while, but they're packed again. And one of the reasons he says they're so busy is because nobody's paying the toll anymore. Nobody's paying the fare. They just get on. So it's free riding these days. So they're packed. And he probably is one of two things. He either, because it was crowded, didn't have enough space to get the weapon out where he could get to that level, or yeah, I know, but he just maybe it was so crowded he couldn't get the gun out high enough. I don't know, but this idea that he's some humanitarian who didn't want to kill people is insane, Steve. Steve Kane Show.
All right. Okay.
Hey, Barry. To me it is. I mean, that's crazy. I looked at the picture you're talking about. The guy's as nutty as it gets. I mean, he's insane.
That's the point of the picture.
Nah. Okay. I don't know. Let me give out the number.
To anybody who's not looking at the New York Post.
No, I looked at it. I just looked at it just now. The smirk picture. He's insane. No doubt about it. Well, listen. Let me give out the number. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Fresh from his Living Trust workshop this week, on the line, attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. How was the workshop, Barry?
Well, the workshop went well. I happened to be under the weather, so I actually had another attorney in my office, Nancy Ferraro, do the and it went very well, and I am better now. So
well, that's good to hear. Well, that just illustrates the need of making preparations. You never know, health-wise, what's going to come up.
That's right. You never know what's going to come up health-wise and all other ways in life as well. And what I do, I in my work, my job, I really enjoy, because it's really helping people make their wishes come true, make sure that they set up their legacy the way they want, make sure they protect themselves and their family, the people they love. But one of the things I find is that, first of all, most people don't even have an estate plan. Most people haven't gotten around to it. They procrastinate. And then even those who do, most don't even know what they have. It's been so long since they've looked at it that people just forget to review it. They think it's a one-time thing, and then they do it, put it away, and they never look at it again. And that's why it's so important to review it, to potentially update it. And that's why we do free reviews of current estate plans for people, so that they can have an idea what they have, and then potentially get some suggestions.
And anything not included in that trust has to go through probate. So you've wasted the great effort of getting that trust if you don't update it. And take advantage of that free consultation with the Siegel Law Group by calling 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, or online, SiegelLawGroup.com. Well, Attorney Barry Siegel, I hope you're all better, or at least close to it, and then we'll finish out the week tomorrow. All right, take care. All right, now I found something out last night, and you're gonna have to get a new TV though, okay? Because you need a new TV, because you have an old TV, right? I mean, you can't. You can't. Yeah, Steve's got like rabbit ears and stuff going on his TV, but you need. It's closed. You need a television that you can download apps on, because I found an app last night where you get all the real news, no fake news. You get channel after channel. You get One American News. You get Newsmax TV. You get Real American News, which is Steve Bannon's news outlet, and a bunch of others, including Sky News. You get all the real MAGA conservative news, and it's on the Pluto app, which is completely free. Pluto, like the planet Pluto. I just found out about these Glenn Beck's TV stations on there. All the MAGA, all the true news is on it, and you can put it on your TV, but you don't have a smart TV, so you got to get a TV where you can download the apps, and then you have all the real news. You won't have to watch any more fake corporate news, and you'll never go back to Fox. You will forget, Steve. You will forget that Fox News exists if you get this app on your TV.
The shows that you mentioned, some of the.
You don't get One American News anymore. One American News just got canceled on DirecTV, and you don't get Steve.
A lot of the other ones we get.
You get Newsmax, but you don't get Steve Bannon's news outlet, Real American News, which is Steve Bannon is on at 5 in the afternoon, opposite the 5. You won't watch the 5 again. Watching the 5 is like watching The View after you watch Steve Bannon on his show, The War Room. Boom, he hits all the news today. We got to get you the app, so you're gonna need a new TV. I'm telling you, it will dramatically change your life. Steve will do it if you guys buy him the TV. Well, somebody can bring a TV to AJ's on Saturday, I guess, a smart TV, and then then we can get Steve going on it. But I was shocked that this app exists that you can put on your TV, that you can get all the canceled news media you can get on it, and it's definitely a game changer. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
And this is Paula from New Jersey.
Hey, Paula.
Hey, Paula.
Hey. So I have a subject that I would love to have you cover.
Say that again. I couldn't understand what you said.
I have a subject I would love.
Oh, a subject? Well, let's see what it is.
Okay. It's the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial.
Well, what is there for us to say about it? I was watching some of it on YouTube. I saw Johnny Depp's best friend testify, that old man.
Right.
Well, what is there to say about it?
Well, I think because he got caught up in the whole Me Too movement, and she's a psychopath. And this is great. I hope that he wins this because he has really been done wrong.
Well,
what did you see that makes you say that?
The opening argument from his lawyer.
No, there's audio tapes all over the internet you can listen to. Part of their marriage therapy that they had before they filed for divorce was to record their conversations. So they're all recorded. And she's the violent one, and she made up this whole story about him.
Well, what happened was, his Johnny Depp, the odds are in his favor because everyone likes Johnny Depp, okay? But Johnny Depp married this nutcase, Amber Heard, and she would start arguments with him. She was like a George Zimmerman type. She would trigger him, and then she would record it, the argument. And if you watch the videos of their fights, you can tell she's trying to get him to do and say things so he'll look worse on the video. She's a nutcase. And what she's suing him for is she was in one of the Justice League movies, I think Aquaman, and she's claiming she cannot get any more acting work because of the conflict, and she's suing him for all her lost movie roles that she never got. It's interesting, but I don't know what there is to say about it.
So he's the one that's suing her, and then she countersued
Steve Kane
him
Show.
Because
hold on.
She defamed him. She lied that he was a wife.
Well, don't defame Johnny Depp. I'm not going to share this on the air, but I'll have to tell you after. I'll tell you off the air, Steve. There's a Steve Kane Show connection to Johnny Depp. Yeah. I'll tell you off the air. I'll tell you after the show. I'll let the people on the air wonder what it is, but there is a connection between Steve Kane, myself, and this show, and Johnny Depp, and I'm serious as a heart attack. All right, take it. I'm watching it. It's interesting. I mean,
The reason you can't tell us the story that has us.
When I tell you after the show, it'll be revealed. Well, I'm not going to tell it on the air. But, we have a connection. He is from South Florida, Johnny Depp. He went to high school down here. He grew up in South Florida, Johnny Depp. Yeah. We got a lot of creepy, weird connections on this show, Steve's friend, Marilyn Manson, and others. All right. It's interesting in that there's a celebrity thing, but there's not much to lead a radio show discussion about it. In my opinion, Okay. Yeah. I will say, though, they dress kind of weird. I mean, I saw Johnny Depp yesterday. He looked like he was a gangster from Johnny Dangerously in court yesterday with what he was wearing. That suit. He was wearing like a zoot suit. Yeah. All right, take care. Yeah, Joe Piscopo, Johnny Dangerously. And Michael Keaton. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jerry, Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, Jerry.
He can get it on his phone. He can get the Pluto. I've had it for years on my phone.
Yeah, you can get the Pluto app on your iPhone. I don't think Steve will watch the news on his phone though.
Well, it's a shot instead of getting a TV.
It's cheaper because you already have it. That's correct. It would change. I didn't think you were ever going to call me again. I heard you call Dr. Lemaski a couple Saturdays ago after you and I had our interchange on that. I'm not going to relive it. But you and I had an exchange, and then I heard you called Dr. Lemaski. I heard the call, and I thought you were done with me, Jerry.
No, I got a lot of things I do early in the morning. I've got.
You were not completely honest with Dr. Lemaski in your call to her. The story you told her on the air was different than the story you told me on the air. But that's between you and your therapist. Well, yeah, that's between you and your therapist.
I don't go to therapist.
Sure you do. When you call Dr. Lemaski on Saturdays on this radio station, that's your therapy. I listen to Dr. Lemaski now night. I hear your calls. Those are therapy sessions with you.
She likes when I call, because I bring up things.
Well, I don't know. I haven't talked to her about it, but I think maybe she understands that you need help and therapy, and listening to your calls with Dr. Lemaski is like watching or listening to a therapy session. She's so good at it, you don't even know you're in therapy. He's uncomfortable. See how uncomfortable he got when I mentioned therapy? You shouldn't be uncomfortable. It's good for you.
I never went to therapy in my life.
You go to therapy on Saturdays when you call Dr. Lemaski.
Just after I help her with the show, because
Oh my gosh, you think Dr. Lemaski needs your help?
She doesn't get a lot of calls.
Oh, now you're insulting Dr. Lemaski. Oh my God! All right, Jerry, take care. Oh my goodness! No, he's definitely in therapy, and a lot of guys are uncomfortable with therapy, Steve. I don't know why.
Talk about their feelings.
Jerry does. I listen to him call every week with Dr. Lemaski. It's like they got a set up session every week. He's there, and he's very. As soon as I mentioned therapy, though, he got tense.
Ever.
Well, I listen to the show on Saturdays, and then Al Night comes up at noon, and it's free therapy for people. It's free therapy because you get to call in and talk to the doctor, and it's sometimes it's interesting. But Jerry, what I find when Jerry calls is the issue. He never really talks about what his issues are. He's not self-aware enough yet. He didn't even know he was in therapy till I just told him. He thinks he's helping her. Oh my goodness. He's helping the therapist. That's a new one. I've not heard that one before. Oh my goodness. All right. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. I was talking about this earlier in the show, and there's this story. I was made aware of this by Richie. Richie called in and shared this with me in the first hour. It's now starting to, now that Richie dropped it here on the Steve Kane Show, the rest of the media, I notice online, are picking it up. But Elon Musk has made a bid to buy all of Twitter, 100%. And that will change the face of media. And he's going to buy, now this offer that he offered, he says this is his final offer and they're probably going to reject it, $53 and something a share. It's a $43 billion deal, and he's offering to do it in cash. He's got that much cash around, $43 billion without blinking, and they'll probably reject it. It's not really his final offer. But when the richest African American, Elon Musk, remember he's from South Africa, he's a U.S. citizen now, when the wealthiest African American buys Twitter, it is going to change the entire news cycle in this country. It's going to change the tone because the news media are obsessed with Twitter. Half the stories on television are about things that were on Twitter. And Elon Musk buying it will be the biggest media takeover ever. Twitter is the news now, and it drives almost the entire news cycle. And Elon Musk buying it, see, like say Don Jr. got together with investors and bought it. Liberals wouldn't like that, and there'd be a big exodus. Liberal people, I don't mean the Democrats in power. I'm talking about like regular people out there. They love Elon Musk. Everyone likes Elon Musk, except the people who work for Twitter. They don't. They're they're having meltdowns over there. But Elon Musk is liked by conservative, liberals, and non-political types alike. People think he's cool. People like him. And not only will there not be a mass exodus, the opposite. Millions of MAGA people left Twitter because they banned Donald Trump. Elon Musk buys it. He'll bring Trump back to Twitter, even if Trump doesn't use Twitter, and millions, he'll let him back on. Millions of MAGA people will go back and take it back over. It's an absolutely amazing thing. All right, listen, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. Back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly. 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Stacy from Deerfield Beach. This is in reference to Champagne Automotive. I went over there. They're wonderful. I have a Kia Optima Eco Hybrid. When I called, it needed service. I didn't want to bring it to the dealership because they would charge me through the roof. And basically, when I did call, they said bring it in the next day. He's amazing. He did everything. He didn't overcharge me. He went through my car, and I would recommend anybody to go to him. He's absolutely amazing.
Well, Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, they do great work, and I want to thank you for calling. And I learned something about Champagne Automotive Repair from you in this call. I did not know that they actually did repairs on hybrid vehicles.
What had happened was when I brought it to the dealership, they were like, well, we want to do this, we want to do that. And when I heard about Champagne Automotive, I called when I got there, and I said, he goes, well, I already ordered the oil filter.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And so I dropped it off. I don't have many people to take me back home. And so he ordered Uber for me.
Wow.
Yes.
That's service. Thank you for the call as well. And anyone else out there, Champagne Automotive Repair, their prices are great. They'll never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. Their number is 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And what's your name, caller?
My name is Stacy, and thank you very much, Champagne Automotive. And thank you very much, Brian and Steve.
For Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we're back. 33 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve here. Well, it looks like Ukraine is just kicking Russia's butt.
They're sinking the ship.
So far as I know, Ukraine has no naval forces, and they hit with multiple missiles, probably U.S. missiles, this Russian ship. The ship is reportedly capsized. Over 500 sailors are feared lost. I don't know. They're the Russian Navy. I don't know how feared. And yeah, I know. And then I just saw, this just broke. Ukrainian forces have destroyed a bridge as a Russian army convoy was crossing it. You know, I mean, it looks like Ukraine's just kicking butt here. I don't know why it seems like they're doing pretty well on their own. I think if Biden got involved with General Milley and this Lloyd Austin joke that we have as a defense secretary, I don't think they'd be doing this well. Whatever they're doing, they know what they're doing. They don't need our guys.
The arms.
Well, they need the weapons. Yeah. They need the weapons.
There's no one has brought up sending troops over there.
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to figure out, though, I mean, these are humongous victories that Ukraine is having. I mean, they're massive victories, and what I'm trying to figure out is, are these victories? Are they because the Ukrainian forces are so well trained and so great, or the Russians are just awful? I mean, this. I mean, this is Russia will never recover when this is over. Okay, what'll happen is eventually there's going to be a long-term ceasefire, and it's going to be kind of like North and South Korea, where there's still always the tension. There's always going to be the tension, but Russia has. When this is over, Putin's not going to last in power. He's going to be ousted because Russia looks beyond weak here. I mean, they're going up against a country with no navy, and they've taken out 2 of their ships, right? This is the second ship they took out, Russian ship. And this one, they say, is the flagship of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. For a flagship, that means there's an admiral on board. And how many generals have been taken out? You know, the Russia, Putin's done. He's just politically is going to fall out of power naturally in Russia when this is over, because the defeats are beyond humiliating. I mean, this is just, you know, it shows that he's weak, right? He's got 2 ships sunk by a country with no navy, you know, and you never
propaganda flying around on both sides, and it's very hard to get a realistic picture of exactly what's going on.
Well, today's day 50.
The Russians, from what we hear, and again, you have to be suspect of everything you hear, but basically, the Russians love Putin if you listen to the news. But of course, you can't tell what's real and what's.
Well, you know what though? People, they love a winner. They don't like a loser. And this is really humiliating for Russia. And we don't know what's coming. Russia's all propaganda, Ukraine's propaganda. But people don't support losers. And to get their butt whipped by Ukraine, he's going to be out of favor even with his own people. He's just naturally going to fall out of power now. You can't maintain an iron grip as a dictator if you're getting beaten by this. Yeah, but he hasn't gone up in a war like this where they're getting their butt kicked. In fact, the Russians haven't had a single victory. If you think about it, they have not had a single victory or achieved a major objective. And every story that's coming out of every side is they're getting just destroyed. And this ship, this is the second ship that the Ukrainians took out. This new one, the second one. You know, that's something. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Juan.
Good morning. Yeah, hey, listen.
What's up, Juan?
How are you? Good morning, Steve.
Doing good.
It's not that the Russians. Good. It's not that the Russians are that good, and it's not that the Ukrainians are that good. And I'll throw this one last thing. It's the intelligence that we're getting. See if you guys can pick up on this. It's the intelligence that they're getting from NATO, because I don't even trust the United States intelligence. It's been so awful for the past couple of decades. It's NATO that's giving them the intel. Hey, you got a ship coming over here. You got the brigade that's coming crossing this bridge, and that's where the Ukrainians will to fight. That you got to give them. Will sit there and use whatever they can to take out the Russians. Because the Russian intelligence, I would say that is failing them, and
But when you're a big country, and you supposedly have a massive military, okay, and you're going up against a smaller country, and the Ukrainians have only had an army for like 3 or 4 years or something. They have a very large standing army. In fact, I heard reported Russia has the largest standing army in Europe and all this. just by numbers, they should be able to go in and take a country like this. Not 2 months in, every day get their butt whipped. So, and I agree with you. We're giving them intelligence, but by the numbers of forces the Russians have, they should have been able to take some objectives, and they've just gotten their butts whipped. This is unheard of.
Yeah, but if you got good, and I repeat myself, if you got good NATO intel, I don't trust the intel from our country, sad to say, but you got that NATO intel from Poland, from those surrounding NATO countries that are giving that information. But that's.
Well, I heard a story. We were talking about this a week or two ago. Who's the big military guy on Fox now? The general, I've forgotten his name.
Keane.
General Keane said about 2 weeks. Yeah, okay. I heard General Keane say 2 weeks ago that the Russian forces were calling in forces as far away as the Pacific coast and Siberia. That never happened. Where is this huge offensive? Russia's lost. Putin's regretting this, and he's looking for an out right now.
So hear about the fact that he hired a new general to take over the operation.
Yeah.
Budapest.
Whatever, and they've lost, but the Russians have lost several generals. Generals really don't die in wars very often. It's very unusual. 4 or 5 Russian generals have been taken out. That's unheard of.
You're not supposed to target generals. I mean, even in the American, but I don't want to go there. You're not supposed to, take out generals. But but when you're in a guerrilla warfare, which is what we've been in since Vietnam.
No, the generals are usually way behind the lines. That's why they don't get hurt. And the reason these generals are getting killed is they're on the front lines. And the reason they're on the front lines is because the army, the Russian army, are weaklings. They don't want to fight. They have no will to fight. So they have the generals up on the front lines so that the soldiers will fight. You understand what I mean? So the generals are getting themselves in dangerous combat situations that they typically don't get themselves into because they have to, because morale is so low with the Russian army.
All right, thanks.
All right, take care, Juan. I mean, this is it's really amazing that Ukraine is, and this is the way it should go. This war will be over faster if we don't get involved in it militarily. I'm not talking about arms. I'm talking about with people. If the United States and NATO get troops involved, it'll go on for years. And Ukraine, I think they're about ready to get Russia to just call it off. Again, there's always going to be tensions, and there will be conflicts that come up here and there. But they're going to have some ceasefire agreement at some point in the not too distant future. They're getting whipped too bad. They'll have to have some agreement where where Russia saves face, and and Ukraine might have to give up some claim to that Donbass region. But I don't think this is going to last very much longer, at all. It's the Russians are getting hit too hard.
The other night, it was on one of the documentary type channels. There was a special on Putin and the history of this war, and it was really eye-opening. I mean, it was like watching many of the same things. The dynamic was many of the same things that are going on now went on in the, and the common denominator is Putin. He is just a fanatic, and he maintains control of these people. A lot of it through propaganda. I mean, it's most of it.
Yeah, but it's hard. But this isn't the old days where they just had Pravda. Because of the internet, the people in Russia, even though the television is controlled by the government, the internet is allowing the Russian people to see how bad the war's going for them. So they can't control it's just like in this country, they can't control the messaging through the networks anymore. Same thing in Russia. And the Russian people know that they've gotten their butts kicked. And they don't view Putin, they're not afraid of Putin anymore, is what I'm saying, because they've lost so bad. Now listen, Mother's Day is right around the corner. And if you go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Kane, there's great deals. And you want to give Mom a gift that she will cherish and love for years to come. That's what you're going to find at MyPillow.com. Think about this. Your entire life you've been giving Mom Mother's Day gifts. What have you given her in the past? Can you remember? And if you remember something that you gave her for Mother's Day, not last year, I'm talking about a few years ago, throughout your life, does she still have it even? Do you know? If you give your mother one of these great MyPillow products, it is a gift that Mom will keep for maybe the rest of her life, for many years to come. And there's great specials with the promo code Kane. The MyPillow mattress toppers, these make great gifts for Mother's Day. The 3-inch mattress topper with our promo code Kane, 30% off, and you get 2 free MyPillows. The 2-inch mattress topper is 50% off. The MyPillow slippers, 50% off. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, 60% off with the promo code Kane at checkout. The MyPillow towels, normally $109.99, just $39.99 with the promo code Kane at checkout. The MyPillow bathrobes, 30% off with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. The MyPillow that started it all, the lowest price ever, just $19.98 with the promo code Kane. There are many other items there. Mom will love them all. Whatever specials you see at MyPillow.com, take advantage of with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. I just touch on some of the highlights that are my favorites, but Mom will love anything at MyPillow.com. You can save up to 66% off with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. We'll be right back after this with the Gold Report. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at LaportaContracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to The Steve Kane Show.
Brian Craig here. Come meet Steve Kane and me this Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. This is our first appearance in over 2 years, and all of you are invited. That's 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace. The Festival Marketplace is just east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road in Pompano. AJ's is located in front of the information booth next to the food court. Come meet Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, this Saturday, 11 a.m. till noon at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop at the Festival Marketplace. See you there.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, we are back. It's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how the metals looking today?
Looking good, actually. A little bit of a pullback, but after getting up to over $1,980 last night or this morning, we pulled back a little bit. Yesterday saw a nice gain in the metals, but with gold up $11.10, closing out the day at $1,977.30. After a high of $1,982. Silver closed out the day at 39 cents at $25.72 the ounce, while platinum was up $19 yesterday at $984. It did get up to $998, just under $1,000. And palladium closed down $4 at $22.42. As I said, we got a little bit of a pullback here this morning. Gold down $4.80 right now at $1972.50. How long it will last, we'll see. Silver down 22 cents at $25.50. Got up almost to $26 yesterday. So platinum down $9 right now at $9.75, and palladium up $64 at $23.06. That's pretty much.
Yeah, Looking good. It's hard to call it a pullback when you're at 1972 and change on gold. One of our listeners, they asked me, they said, they know nothing about gold. They never bought gold. They never bought silver. They'd never bought platinum or any other metals. They're a little nervous. And they wanted to know if they stop in or call up, if you all at William Youngerman Incorporated can help them make the decisions on what they should buy.
We're happy to sit down or take the time over the phone with anybody who wants to find out more information about buying the precious metals and what it means to own them, and how easy it really is to do so, and how safe it is. So we're happy to spend that time with our customers.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you're new in the metals, it's a great time. Look at these numbers. Give them a call. William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com. And they're located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road, on the first floor of the Bank of America building. All right, William Youngerman, we will finish out the week tomorrow.
Okay, just want to remind our listeners, too, that you get free appraisals with us. Just mention Steve Kane Show, and anything you want appraised, we'll be happy to do at no charge. And remember that we have a foreign exchange department trading over 60 currencies if you're going anywhere.
Absolutely. All right, take care. Good. We'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care. Take care. All right, Steve. When Ukraine's going to win this war with Russia. I mean, again, there's going to be 20 years of conflict between Ukraine and Russia. I mean, this isn't going to be over, right? There's always going to be problems, between them. But Zelensky's going to win this current conflict with some type of resolution. Watch how quick Biden comes out and takes credit for it. Watch. Because this guy needs a... yeah.
I don't know that he's going to have much luck.
Yeah, well, he'll try, because he definitely needs something. Because...
And his choices are so bad. Everything he chooses to do, or every tack he tries to take, looks worse and worse.
I know. Yeah. But it's so interesting because when this conflict first started, so many, not me, but so many people, like the Fox News people and everything, they want a NATO movement inside with massive military presence inside Ukraine fighting Russia. And sometimes staying out of it like that, just give them equipment, is the best way to do it. I mean, they've been doing just an incredible job without us having any involvement with... I know we're doing training, and I know we've got satellites and things helping them with... That bridge they took out, the Ukrainians didn't do that on their own. We helped them do that with a satellite or some plane flying up above high. They're not doing it totally on their own. But not having combat troops, that's... this should be the new way we get involved. Support people with aid and don't get involved. We get involved too much. Exactly. And let them settle it, because why are we going to get involved? I was talking earlier, it's coming up soon in just a few weeks. John Hinckley, I told you, he's having a concert in New York. Yeah. He writes music. He sings, he writes, sings, and performs. Yeah, and it's sold out. It's in Brooklyn. And it's sold out. People bought tickets to this, and it's sold out. Now, I wouldn't mind if a bunch of good-minded MAGA people bought the tickets and didn't go and left him sitting there in an empty house, but I don't think that's the case. The tickets have been sold. It is sold out, and it's really disgusting. I'm really disgusted by it, and I wanted to share this tweet. The venue that is hosting John Hinckley, it's called Market Hotel. It's in New York City, and they put this out on Twitter because they've been getting a lot of hate, because John Hinckley shot the President of the United States in 1981, shot James Brady. Was James Brady was he the White House press spokesperson? Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had. Think about this now. Brady, because people think of Brady as the Brady campaign, as the face of gun control. He had Jen Psaki's job with President Reagan. Think about that. So John Hinckley shot the president, shot Brady, shot a Secret Service agent, and and a D.C. cop. And when James Brady died a few years ago, his family said that he died, his death was due to the injuries from being shot that day. So John Hinckley should be rearrested and charged for the murder of James Brady, because he was not charged with, he didn't kill anybody then. So that wasn't on the plate, you know. But now there's no statute of limitations on murder. He could be charged with that still, I think. So anyway, the venue that is hosting the John Hinckley concert, which this is just disgusting to me, they tweeted a defense into having John Hinckley having a concert at their hotel. This is what they tweeted. The Market Hotel. You can look this up on Twitter. It's Market Hotel NYC on Twitter. Ha! Hinckley didn't F up a billionth as many lives as the Reagan administration did. Hinckley at least faced some consequences for what he did. He served 40 years, acknowledged his actions, expressed remorse. So this venue on Twitter is not only defending John Hinckley, now it seems like they're defending his actions in 1981 and saying that Reagan did things worse than Hinckley did. And the reason I bring this up, you know, people wonder why I'm talking about Hinckley all week in this thing. It's because of this Twitter issue. They've banned Donald Trump. They banned Mike Lindell. They banned Bill Clinton rape victim Juanita Broderick this week. Hinckley is on Twitter, and this hotel bragging about Hinckley is on Twitter. And this is why this Elon Musk thing is very important for him to pick up Twitter. Because there'll be freedom of speech again when he takes it over. See, these restrictions they have on social media only go one way, against MAGA, against like Juanita Broderick, they've wanted the ban for years, right? She was raped by Bill Clinton twice. And they hate her for talking about it. And they finally found some weird excuse to get rid of her. She was something about COVID. I don't know what it was. But, you know, they for example, you know that audio I played yesterday of that transgender teacher that says that doctors misgender babies at birth? That video, I played that video. That video I got from a Twitter account called Libs of TikTok. Libs of TikTok is a Twitter account that is a conservative MAGA person. It's a woman, young woman, and she monitors TikTok for what these liberal lunatics are saying. Yesterday, Twitter locked her out of her account for the content she's putting up there, which includes that audio that I shared with you yesterday. You know, that's where I get some of that audio from. The censorship by the social media giants goes one way, against MAGA. You got a presidential attempt at Elon, yes. Yes, because he'll own it. And he's a big free speech guy, Elon Musk, and it will stop. It'll stop. Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, listen, before we go, I want to take a moment to talk to you real quick, Steve, about your neuropathy. How's the neuropathy? You've been under treatment at Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano for a couple of weeks now. How's the neuropathy?
So a little over a month, the neuropathy is palpably better.
Wow.
Started. It's an amazing procedure, and they really know what they're doing. And for people out there, I'm telling you, you got to get proactive. Talk about proactive. Just give them a call, go up, take advantage of the fact that they'll give a free consultation. They charge others, but not you, Steve Kane listeners, and find out what it's all about. If you're tired of the pain and the discomfort, they're just a nice bunch of people.
Now we're almost out of time, so let me give out the number. Now, Lighthouse Medical Center is in Pompano. This medical practice has been in practice in Pompano, in Broward County, with the same family for 75 years, which says that's amazing. 75 years. They're like the founding. They may be the oldest medical practice in Broward County. They very well may be. Take advantage of that. No charge consultation. If you missed the number, go to the sponsor page at stevekaneshow.com. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. All right, Steve, we're out of time. Not even time to say goodbye, but we'll be back next time. All right, it's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve is here. This is Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Take care. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. live on Good Friday. We will not be off for Good Friday live tomorrow. See you then.
That you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you like the video before you go. All right? And subscribe if you're not subscribed. I got to take off. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, everyone.